glad you're here, boy. I want to tell you about the family New Year's resolution. It's Granny's idea, and it's a dandy. Commencing right now, we are going to be friendly to Ms. Drysdale. No matter what she does to provoke us or how poor she treats us, we are going to be sweet as sugar, and that goes for every single one of us. What do you think, boy? Reckon you can keep that resolution? Jethro?
Well, hi, Jet. Did you say something?
Yeah, I did. I was telling you about this New Year's resolution.
That's right, Miss Drysdale. I'll nail her hide to a tree.
Well, what is the resolution?
Never mind, I get the feeling it's done been busted.
I've seen some spiteful neighbors in my time, but that spiteful woman is the most spitefulest. Just to spite us, she built a spite fence. How's that for spitefulness? The hedge wasn't enough. She put up a canvas behind it. I can't see over it and I can't see under it.
What is it you want to see?
Whatever it is that she don't want me to see, that's what.
Well, nothing like starting the new year right.
Did you say something, Uncle Jet?
Chief, who were those strange little creatures?
What strange little creatures?
Well, 3 tiny green men just walked out of your office.
What were you drinking last night?
Well, I had my usual nightcap of celery and spinach juice. Now, Chief, I did see 3 tiny green men.
Okay, I saw them too.
Oh, thank heaven. Who were they?
Margins?
Oh, well, they certainly gave... Martians?
I am in their power. My instructions are to...
No, Chief, stop that. Well, what's gotten into you?
The advertising scheme of the century. Those little green men are going to make this bank the most famous financial institution in the world, and all within the space of 5 minutes.
What?
It's New Year's Day. At the Rose Bowl, 100,000 people watching, millions more on television. Suddenly, a flying saucer appears.
A flying saucer?
It hovers over the bowl. Every eye is turned skyward, and every camera turned upon it. Suddenly, a voice booms out. Take us to your leader, your financial leader, the Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills.
What were you drinking last night?
Coffee. I spent the night in conference with the Flying Mountaineros.
The Flying Mountaineros?
Yes, they're those little green men. They're Italian midgets. They do a balloon act, so I had the balloon modified to look like a flying saucer.
Where are you going?
To take my little Martians to their spacecraft.
Oh, where is it?
No. Even they don't know where it is. It's in a spot no one suspects, hidden behind a hedge and 10 feet of canvas. And no one's going to see it until it arrives at the Rose Bowl.
Chief, listen to me. You could be arrested for trying a stunt like this.
That's all been taken care of. If anything goes wrong, the headline will read, Banker's Secretary Admits Hoax. Well, think of it. You'll get credit for the greatest advertising scheme of the century. What do you say? Can I count on you?
Well, I'll go to jail.
That's the old spirit.
Uncle Jet, can I drive into town now? Ellie said you'd keep an eye on Granny for me.
Oh, I don't reckon your granny's gonna need watching no more.
She's awful determined to see over that spite fence.
She was, but I think falling off the roof sort of discouraged her.
It's a wonder she didn't bust every bone in her body.
Well, I reckon that marble bench out back kind of broke her fall.
Well, I'll be going then.
You go ahead. She's give up. Granny, what in the Sam Hill are you doing?
Oh, just out for a little walk.
Still?
Well, I might just come on a tree full of ripe fruit.
All right, have yourself a good look. Well, watch out for Jethro. He's going to come barreling around the side of the house any minute now in a truck.
Jethro, look out for your granny. Granny, watch out.
What with slippery roofs and crazy drivers, a body ain't safe around this house.
Uncle Jed, is she all right?
So far. But if that muley little woman don't find out what's on the other side of that spite fence pretty quick,
Well, how about I go look and tell her?
might save us all a heap of misery.
I'll be right back.
Where are you going now?
To borrow a cup of possum renderings from Miss Drysdale.
What's the gun for?
In case she won't let me in.
Okay, we're there.
Louis, abbiamo quasi stupicato. Mamma mia, dove sta, amico?
Never mind. This is where you hide out till launch time. Now, there's nobody home. The house is yours. But don't answer the phone. Don't answer the door.
Quando pigliamo i soldi?
Sorry, I don't understand Italian. Your balloon is hitting around in back. And don't worry if it looks like a flying saucer. I've made some changes, but it'll still get you to Pasadena. Now here, stay behind this till you get inside.
Quando pigliamo i soldi?
I told you I don't understand Italian.
My brother says, when do we get our money?
What did he say?
Questo ha detto, quando pigliamo i soldi?
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't understand Italian.
Flying saucer! He's landed.
Come on, answer the door. What kind of good neighbor are ya? Hey, spiteful old biddy. I didn't see no little green man.
You look like you seen a ghost.
I ain't seen nothing.
You down that much white mule, you're gonna.
Kid, could we sit down and talk a little?
Sure. Come on. What do you want to talk about?
Oh, nothing in particular. It's just that we ain't chewed the fat for a while.
Well, that's the truth. Well, the weather sure has turned off nice again, ain't it?
Yeah, it has.
According to Pearl, they's had a little cold snap back home.
Uh-huh. Jed, have you noticed that folks is getting shorter and greener?
Granny.
Yeah.
Shorter and greener?
Uh-huh.
Well, no. I can't say that I've noticed that. Why'd you ask?
Oh, there's no reason. Just that if you had, it sure would give us something to talk about.
This is Jethro Bodine calling space people by mental telepathy. I know you're probably looking for a big Earth brain to take back to Venus or Mars or wherever. Well, here I sit. I had to come over to your spaceship, but I couldn't get my basket of victuals through the head. Space people, I ain't getting no message back from you. Let me know if I'm coming through. I feel something. You're coming through. Oh, you're really coming through to me now. That message is bored right into my brain. What are you trying to tell me?
You're a nut.
No, I ain't, space people. I'm one of the biggest brains here on Earth.
Jethro, it's me, Ellie.
Shh. Doggone. You done scared them off. Now they stop transmitting.
Yes. What are you talking about?
The Martians is next door.
Oh, they friends of the Drysdales?
Dumb old girl. Martians is from outer space. They landed their flying saucer in the Drysdales' backyard.
Well, what for?
To try and contact me. They always try to locate the Earthman with the biggest brain. Martians is hundreds of times smarter than ordinary folks.
Well, if they's here to contact you, and so all for it smart, how come they landed in the wrong yard?
Keep it up. They's gonna turn you into a robot.
How come?
'Cause they know what you're thinking.
Then they ain't gonna contact you, 'cause I think you're a pea brain.
You keep it up, and I'm gonna let them Martians vaporize you.
Well, I don't think there is any Martians, nor a flying saucer neither.
Yeah? I'll show you.
George Washington?
Okay, that's a good expression. Hold it right there. Sure hope I don't get into trouble with the government.
Relax. If there's any problem, Miss Hathaway will take the blame.
Chief, what kind of madness is this?
The kind of madness that's going to make me king of the bankers. Oh, have those printed up in exact dollar bill size. Oh, in lovely mint green. Oh, a great advertising scheme. My little Martians are going to toss thousands of Drysdale dollars from their flying saucer. And it'll be...
You can't duplicate money. That's counterfeiting. Oh, but please listen to me. This idea is getting completely out of hand. And now stop and think. You're taking terrible chances.
Yeah, I guess maybe I am leaving myself wide open for trouble.
Oh, believe me, you are.
Okay, take a memo.
Oh. Ready.
I, Jane Hathaway, do hereby confess that...
See? Yonder's the saucer.
Look, coming.
Credetto che volare?
They must be Martians.
Così cosa?
What are they saying?
I don't know. They's talking Martian.
Hey! Questa casa non te lo si può! Oh, sto bancare sorry.
I'm gonna go tell Poindexter. That fool Jethro was fixing to tote off every scrap of food in the house. There must be a ton of victuals in here.
Yeah, that lasted boy pretty near half a day.
Where do you think he was fixing to go? Paul, Granny. Guess what's going on over to the Drysdales? I don't want to hear. But there's a flying saucer over there. And some little green men about this high. You seen them too? Yes'm, Granny. With green faces and wires sticking out of their heads? Yes'm, Granny. They's from Mars. I knowed they was out-of-staters.
Hold on. You seen little green men with wires sticking out of their heads?
That's right, Uncle Jed. I figured they'd come to take me back to Mars with them.
They ain't taking you nowhere, the little goomers, scaring the wits out of folks. Now you take and put this stuff back in the icebox.
But, Granny, I'm gonna need that for lunch. Mars is a fur piece off, and I can't count on them for victuals. From the looks of them, all they eat is greens.
And not a whole lot of this.
Now, wait a minute. Let me get this straight. All three of you has seen these little green men over to the Drysdales.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I reckon maybe that explains why Miss Drysdale put up that high fence.
What you mean?
Well, we all know what great store that woman sets by appearances. Well, here she's got out-of-town company, and she's ashamed of them.
Serves her right. She complained about the way we looked.
All the more reason to treat them friendly, so let's invite them over for victuals.
All right.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. You dumb old country people are talking like Martians is just plain folks. They's from another planet, clean out in space, hundreds of miles away. They smarter than human beings. Even smarter than me.
And your brain never got in the way of eating, so go out and invite them for victuals.
Uncle Jed, can't you understand it? I'll show you how smart they are. I'll talk to them by mental telepathy. Jethro Bodine calling spacemen. Come in, spacemen. You're coming through again. I still can't cipher your code, but I got a message for you.
Boy.
Okay, here it is. My family would like for you to come over and take victuals with us. What do you say? They said yes, and I think they's hungry.
Allora che facciamo noi? Né cibo né denaro. Aspetto fino io vedo quella Drysdale. Pow!
Martian, come on over here. Don't be afraid. I'm Earthman. I'm that giant brain y'all been looking for. Of course, this ain't all of me. There's a whole big old body laying out behind this head. Didn't you get my telepathic message to come on over for victuals?
What che dice questo victuals?
You know, food, eats, chow.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Yeah, that's right. Good.
I've been calling the Drysdales, but nobody answers the telephone. I figured we ought to invite them to come along with the visitors from Mars.
I ain't hardly got enough victuals for them little goomers, let alone the grown-ups. And it's cold at that. Well, I didn't have time to cook nothing. They don't like it, they can lump into it.
I'm sure they'll be right pleased.
They's coming, Granny. They's coming. Hey, this all the victuals you got?
Now, it'll just be family hold back until the Martians is at their fill.
They scared me so bad I couldn't eat if I wanted to. The little green varmints.
Well, Granny, they can't help it if they's little and green.
Ellie's right. We shouldn't let on that they's any different than us.
Leastways, let's try our best.
Well, howdy there, neighbor. My name is Jed Clampetts. Good to see you. You looking well? Well, this here is my family. This is Granny and Ellie Mae.
Hi.
I reckon you met Jethro.
Yeah.
Well, victuals is on. Put your feet under the table and dig in.
What's the matter? Ain't it good enough for you?
Be careful. They'll vaporize you.
I'd like to see them try.
Come on, sit down. Give it a taste.
Yeah, Granny's grits is awful good.
How's the weather been back to Mars? Cousin Pearl says they've been having a cold snap at home.
Did y'all have a nice trip?
Well, come on, commence eating.
Oh, gracias.
I ain't got no grazie. You'll eat grits and like it.
You too, Ellie. Well, now, enjoy yourself. Eat your fill. If you run out, there's plenty more in that big basket, Johnny.
Granny, if you don't stop mean-mouthing them Martians, they's gonna turn us all into robots.
What's a robot?
That's where they take these little electronic things and plant them under your hide, and then you got to do their bidding.
What dickens you say?
Yeah, and from then on, you just walk around with a stupid look on your face.
Where did they plant yours?
These Martians has got a spiteful streak in them. We better find out more about them. I'll call Mr. Drysdale down to the bank.
Southway, I've decided there's a lot of value in this George Washington image. Why, I could become known as the financial father of our country.
Chief, the flying saucer idea was bad enough, but this is going to get you a cell with rubber walls.
That's the difference between us. You make your living pounding with your fingers. I use my head.
That explains it. Jane Hathaway here. Oh, Mr. Clampett, I'm so glad it's you. You're the one person Mr. Drysdale will listen to. Well, he's been acting most peculiarly. He came in this morning with this stupid idea about Martians and a flying saucer.
Miss Hathaway?
Listen, I can't talk to you anymore now, but please, can you come right down? I'm really worried about him.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be right there. My doggy Jethro was right. Sounds like them Martians has stuck something under Mr. Drysdale's hide. According to Miss Jane, he's acting mighty queer. Come on, Jethro. Granny, you and Ellie lock yourselves in your room.
Well, let's get upstairs, Granny. I ain't scared of them little gourd heads. Why, I fish with grasshoppers bigger than them.
Look at these Drysdale dollars. I'll blanket this city with them.
Did you see them crazy clothes?
Yeah, his hair's growed long and turned snow white.
He's 100 years old.
He got one of them things under his hide somewhere.
My little Martians are gonna toss these Drysdale dollars out of their flying saucer by the thousands. Everybody will get some.
Listen to reason.
Nothing's going to stop me. I've got it up here.
They put it in his head. You want I should snatch it out?
No, Jethro. If they got him to the point where he's throwing away his own money, it's too late.
So,
I just hope we get home in time to save Granny and Ellie.
yeah. Granny can't stand that much aging.
Hey, you all right?
Well, sure, pal.
Where's Granny?
Well, she just went tearing out of here with her shotgun. What you doing?
She's all right, Uncle Jed.
Shotgun?
Says she's gonna blow that there flying saucer to kingdom come.
Why, that silly little old country woman. She can't hurt a spaceship with a shotgun. Why, they's made out of space-age metal. Not even a cannon can dent it.
Well, then she'll light into it with her bare hand. She's madder than a wet hornet.
How come?
Well, them little green fellas ate up everything there was and left without so much as a thank you. Well, I kept yelling for more grazie and ciao and something called a arrivederci. All right, you greedy little grit grabbers. I'm gonna count to 3 to get your little green carcasses out of here. If you don't, you ain't never gonna get right. 1, 2, 3.
What'd you do to the little fellers? You didn't shoot them, did you?
No, but take a look at their flying saucer.
Lighter than a pancake.
They took off for Mars on foot.
All right, you little robbers. There's enough money there for 10 balloons. Now get out of here.
Vita la moneta! Ma che ho chiesto? Questo è George Washington. Sì. Non è George Washington. Quella malandrina Drysdale!
Jethro, how long you reckon it'll take us to get back to Silver Dollar City?
I figure about 4 or 5 days of hard driving.
We gotta get there quicker than that. Yeah, the festival's fun Saturday.
Just getting over the Rockies will take 2 days in this thing.
Here, pour some of this in the gas tank.
Whoa, boy, hold on now. Granny, is that Mountain Dew?
Yeah, and it do get you over the mountain.
Do melt the engine, too.
Good. We don't want to miss the festival. Everybody and his dog will be at Silver Dollar City come Saturday.
We'll make it.
Is Aunt Pearl gonna meet us there?
How about that, boy? You heard from your mom?
No, but maybe there's a letter in this morning's mail.
I'll go to the box and see.
Hey, wait a minute, Ellie, that's my letter.
It sure will be nice to see Cousin Pearl again. And all the rest of the folks back home. Jim Owen, Mitch Ford, the Hershans.
I hear tell Pete Hershan had a baby.
Way I hear it, it was his wife. I guess that is pretty old, ain't it?
That's older than both of us.
I sure hope Jimmy Driftwood comes up from Kimbo.
Me too, Granny. I love to hear that rascal play the mouthbow.
I bet they have a square dance that'll shake the hills.
With old Chick Allen and the Bald Knobbers playing the music.
Swing your quickly, run the hall. Swing your quickly, run the hall.
Ma?
No, from the president.
President of what?
The president of the whole country.
You got a letter from Jeff Davis?
Randy, I keep telling you, he ain't the president.
Now, don't get into that scrap. Let me see, boy. My doggy says right, Granny. It says, the President of the United States to Jethro Bodine, greetings.
What does he want with Jethro?
He wants me to join the armed forces and fight for my country.
Can I join too, Paul?
Well, he didn't invite you, he just invited me.
Well, I can fight better than you.
You can't neither.
I can too.
Can't.
That's enough of that. According to this, Jethro, you ain't got but a few days to report.
Yeah, next Friday.
Well, you'll be driving us to the festival next Friday. Now, you go in there, call the president, and tell him you're too busy.
Now, wait. If he was kind enough to send greetings and a personal invite, the boy ought to show up on time.
Well, how are we going to get to Silver Dollar City?
I'll call Miss Jane, have her put you and Ellie on an airplane.
Why aren't you coming, Pa?
I think I'd best stay and see Jethro gets into the Army proper.
You mean Ellie and me ain't going to have no men folks to protect us?
You don't need no protection.
Jed, have you forgot what kind of men come up from them hollers at festival time? Why, even a woman at my age ain't safe from them bold rascals. Why, they's liable to grab me and kiss me and... Let's go call Miss Jane. She's likely to want to go with us.
Jethro is joining the Army?
Well, he's received his induction notice.
Well, don't worry. I've got some friends in the draft board. I'll call and use my influence. I'll make sure they take him.
In the first place, Jethro is anxious to serve his country. He's just trying to decide which branch of the service to apply for.
I was in the quartermaster corps myself. Made sergeant. Ran a little lending service on the side.
You never saw combat, did you?
Me? I went through some of the bloodiest fighting of the war. Got shot at a dozen times.
But you never went overseas.
When you lend money to soldiers at 40%, you don't have to. Mr. Clampett.
Howdy. Miss Jane, I put the women folks and the suitcases in your car. I sure do appreciate this.
My pleasure, Mr. Clampett.
Are you going back to the hills with them?
Well, they did invite me, but it's really up to Mr. Drysdale.
Oh, I'd love for her to go, but it would cost me $300 a week to replace her.
$300?
Is it my fault you do the work of 4 women?
Certainly is. Mr. Clampett, are you coming to the airport with us?
Well, no, thank you. I got to talk money with Mr. Drysdale.
Oh, yes. Well, you run along. Well, going to deposit a little money, eh?
No, I'm going to draw some out.
Oh, it's a beautiful drive to the airport.
Well, I know it is, but I need some money for Jethro.
Oh, I see. A little pocket money for the soldier boy. Well, I'll take care of that. Now, let's see. His allowance is 50 cents a week, right?
That's right, but
And you want to give him a raise, reward him for his patriotism. That's a good idea. Let's show him how proud we are of him. We'll give him 60 cents a week.
What I had in mind...
Now, don't overdo it. After all, the government pays his expenses and gives him a handsome salary besides.
Yeah, I heard tell it costs the government $35,000 or $40,000 to train and equip each boy.
Right. Of course, in Jethro's case, it'll cost more. They have to feed him.
Reckon $50,000 to cover it?
Oh, I think so.
Okay, that's what I want to draw out. Look, you told me that the government up in Washington was hurting for money and deep in debt.
Yes, but...
Well, I can't let the government pay for Jethro when I got all them millions just laying here in your bank.
But you just... people... Oh, you just can't.
Dad! Well, that's Jethro back from the studio. He went over there to look at all the different uniforms. In here, boy. He figured that'd help him decide which branch of the service to join.
How do you like it?
It's a dandy iron hat. You get you cornered, you can butt your way out.
Jethro, that's the uniform of a Prussian field marshal.
Hot dog!
If you show up at the induction center wearing that, they'll think... I like it. It's great. Now, go right over it. And when you walk in, give it this. Tell them Bismarck sent you.
I ain't decided on this one for sure. I got a whole bunch of other uniforms.
Well, let's see him, boy.
Oh, yes, sir. Oh, you wait right here now.
Jethro, my boy. Now, that is you. Oh, they'll love you at the induction center. And when you get to the psychiatrist, pose like this.
Thank you, Mr. Drysdale.
Hey, wait a minute. I got another one I like even better than this one.
Doggy, look at them pistols.
Ain't they something? Well, this is the kind of uniform old Blood and Guts wore. Who? General Patton. He's my hero. A fighting fool. Rode around in a great big old tank.
How you like it, Mr. Drysdale?
Fine, fine. They'll put him right in Section 8.
Is that good?
A lot of men try for it.
Dandy. Looks like you're all set, boy.
Oh, no, not till I get my tank.
Oh, that's right. You better make that 100,000. I said I ain't gonna let the government pay Jethro's bill. Go get yourself the best tank money can buy.
Hey, what's he crying about?
Sorry to see you go, I reckon. You in there, boy?
Yes, sir, Cadet. Just a minute, I'll come out through the door. Whew. Well, how do you like it?
Not small, ain't it? Looks like you got the run of the litter.
Well, I think I'd start with this one. Then when I got the hang of handling the tank, give me one of them great big rascals.
Pretty fair-sized weapon on this little tank. Make a dandy goose gun.
Yeah, that rascal. Really reach out and bring him down.
What do you shoot in it?
Well, I couldn't buy no shells, but I got a hold of some blasting powder. Figure I'd muzzle load her and tamp in some rocks.
Don't shoot it around the neighborhood. These city folks is even jumpy about my squirrel gun.
Us tank generals drives mostly through fields and woods and such.
I'd stay out of downtown Beverly Hills if I was you.
Yes, sir. Figure the best woods is up in Griffith Park.
Ain't that where you played Robin Hood?
Yes, sir. But I done outgrow that kind of stuff.
Well, you got until Friday to practice driving and shooting.
Well, I sure could use some help in there. Hey, how about you being my crew?
I don't know nothing about them gadgets, boy.
Well, you could be a Prussian field marshal. I got the uniforms right there in the tank.
Oh, thanks. I'll call Mr. Drysdale. Maybe he can help you find a crew.
Okay.
I'm going to be Jethro's tank crew?
That's right.
That's why you asked me to wear my birdwatcher's uniform.
Exactly. You're going to watch the cuckoo. Besides, it's very hot in those tanks. You'll be more comfortable this way.
Gee, you can't ask me to do this.
Who's asking?
I refuse to ride through Beverly Hills in a tank.
Don't worry, you won't have to.
Oh, thank goodness.
The minute you leave the driveway, you'll be arrested.
Arrested?
Yes, the police will be there. I tipped them off.
Jethro and I will go to jail.
Only for a couple of hours, and I'll bail you out and be a big hero with the Clampetts.
Gee, I don't want to go to jail, not even for 2 hours.
Oh, don't worry. You can make it up tonight.
You are all think.
Listen, I want that $100,000 back. Imagine wanting to save the government money. Why, it's un-American. Look at that nut.
Have a heart. If the Army finds out that Jethro is idiotic enough to impersonate a general, then they'll never take him.
Right. Now go report to your commanding officer.
Tank crew reporting for duty, sir.
Well, Miss Jane, you're a woman.
Thank you. That's the nicest thing that's been said to me all day.
What's the problem here? You having trouble with this soldier? You can be shot for disobeying a general.
It ain't that. I can't have a woman in my tank. You want people to think I'm a nut?
Certainly not.
Then you be my crew.
But I'm not in uniform.
There's plenty of uniforms in the tank. You can be a Prussian field marshal. Now, come on, hop in.
I'm not going.
Are you disobeying a general?
Okay. It's just a short trip.
That's what you think. We's going to Griffith Park.
Oh, sure. Just make a right turn as you go through the gate.
We ain't going through the gate. We's going out the back way and cut across country.
Jethro, I mean General.
What?
Nothing. Nothing. You and the field marshal have a nice trip.
got yourself a crew.
Yes, Mr. Drysdale volunteered.
Oh, I'm awful glad. He didn't seem too happy about this at first, but I reckon that...
Look! He's backing towards the garden wall, and there's no gate. Oh!
There is now. Hot little machine, ain't it?
Yes.
Hello? Yes, ma'am. This is Jed Clampett. Long distance? Pearl, how are you? Did Granny and Ellie Mae get there all right?
Yeah, Cousin Jed, the three of us is just fixing to leave for the festival. I sure wish you and Jethro was here.
Me too, Pearl, but I reckon Granny told you about Jethro.
Yeah. She says Jethro's been offered a job by the government. No, she didn't say what kind of job. But... Just a minute, Jed. Alberta Bradshaw, you get off this line. I know you're there, I hear you breathing. And I ain't gonna have you blabbing to everybody in these hills who I'm a-talking to, so hang up. After all, what I've got to say to my rich cousin Jed in California, who lives in a mansion in Beverly Hills and has $70 million in the bank and just got back from his castle in England where he's known as the Earl of Clampett, is none of your business.
Well, now, Pearl, getting back to Jethro.
Oh, yeah, Jed. I want to hear all about that fine government job my big, handsome son with the 6th grade Beverly Hills education is going to... Verna Bradshaw, that is the rudest thing I ever heard tell of.
What'd she do, Pearl?
She hung up.
Pearl, the men is streaming by your house on the way to the festival.
I'm talking to Cousin Jade on the telephone.
Oh, Pearl, they're coming up out of the holler by droves. Big, old, good-looking rascals, too.
Granny, you want to say hello?
Hello? Hello out there.
Granny, I mean to Cousin Jed on the telephone.
Hello, Cousin Jane.
Granny, you come over here.
Oh, all right. Ellie! You go out on the porch and slow them down. Now smile real pretty. Try and break their stride. They's walking too fast.
Yes, Granny, honey, your pa's on the phone. Say howdy to him.
Oh, yes, my Pearl. Oh, here comes that good-looking Walter McKeegan. Walter!
Granny, you stay away from Walter McKeegan. He's mine.
Howdy, Pa.
Howdy, Ellie. Sounds like Granny and Pearl's after the same fella.
Yes, sir. They's fighting out front. I'd best go help the loser.
Who's losing?
Mr. McKeegan.
All right, honey, you all have a good time now and tell Pearl not to worry about Jethro. He's doing just fine.
Come on. Let's get a breath of fresh air, and then we'll have target practice. Ah! Watch that, Von Hindenburg.
Sorry, General.
You haven't got a shell in this gun, have you? No. Thank goodness. I wouldn't want to be in here.
Hey, Von Hindenburg! Come back here! Look at it! Are you deserting under fire? You bet! You can't get away from me! I can follow you anywhere in my tank!
Oh, yeah? Well, let's see you follow me across the lake.
I'll get you for this, you Prussian dog!
Yep. Sure enough. There they are. Tank tracks. Heading right off into the woods.
Now, hold it, Fred. This is just the kind of thing that got you and Tony split up. These wild reports from Griffith Park, like seeing Robin Hood.
But we saw him, Charlie. I swear it.
Just like you see these tank tracks, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that could be a bulldozer. They're cutting fire roads all over here.
But the park ranger said he saw the tank.
Get me that clown on the horn. Come, I'll talk to him. You know, they shouldn't leave those fellas alone up in those towers for so long. It gets to them.
Okay, Charlie, you're patched into the ranger.
Thanks. Hi. How are you? Say, about the report. What's that you say you're looking at? A man in uniform, in a small boat, crossing the water, about to be shot at. Tell me, is General Washington standing up, or is he... Oh, a German field marshal in the boat. Looks like von Hindenburg. Tell me, isn't your tower quite a long distance from the lake? Oh, you've got your glasses. What's in the glasses? Okay, no offense. Now, tell me more about the tank you claim you saw. Oh, that's what's just about to shoot at von Hindenburg. I see. I didn't get that. Who's driving the tank? General Patton. And now he's putting mud and rocks into the barrel of the gun and tamping him down with a broomstick. I see. Now look, you just sit tight, and we're gonna have you airlifted out of there. Man, he has really gone ape.
He was right about Robin Hood.
Oh, come on, Fred. Von Hindenburg in a boat, General Patton in a tank, getting ready to shoot at him. Let's get an air medic in a helicopter and...
No wonder Patton carried pistols. Shooting that cannon off is murder.
Stop it. I took the liberty of preparing a little snack for you.
Well, that was mighty nice of you.
Well, I plan to look after you and Jethro while you're batching it. By the way, I was just looking at Jethro's induction notice.
Wasn't that nice of the president to write to Jethro a special like this? His ma's going to want to frame it.
Yes. When did he have his physical?
His what?
His physical and mental examination.
Oh, well, the only examination I recollect is when he graduated 6th grade. He done real good, too, especially in ciphering. He got clean up to 9 times 7 before he missed.
You mean he's never had an Army examination?
Well, no, he don't go in till Friday.
Oh, well, then there's been some mistake. My nephew was just inducted, and you don't receive greetings from the president until you've had your examination.
Reckon the president could have found out about Jethro's good marks and just figured he was ready.
Okay. Now, you see that stump across the lake down by the water there?
Yes?
Well, that's your target.
My target? I'm not going to shoot this thing.
Are you fixing to desert again?
No.
Okay, well, you get in there and button up. I'm going to get in the boat, row across the lake, and see how good you do.
Yeah, you do that. Clear across. Then hide behind some trees.
There it is.
Where?
Right through those trees.
By golly, it is a tank. Come on.
It's von Hindenburg.
Guten Tag, Herr Field Marshal.
All right, come on out.
Kommen Sie aus, schnell. Kommen Sie hier, Herr Hindenburg.
I'm not Hindenburg.
Hey, that's the nut was playing Robin Hood.
Really?
And he'll claim that he's president of the Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills.
Don't let this uniform fool you. I'm president of the Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills.
Ja, und ich bin Kaiser Wilhelm. Was gibt es Neues?
Now, I'll show you.
Hey, Charlie, where did you learn to sprechen the Deutsch?
I was parachuted behind the German lines, was captured, and spent 6 months in a prison camp.
I thought you were in the Quartermaster Corps.
I was, but I had to transfer to the paratroops for more pay.
How come?
Well, I borrowed a couple of $100 from this quartermaster sergeant. That Shylock charged me 40% interest compounded semi-daily.
Semi-daily?
He had his hooks in me, but good. Hounded me day and night.
See, fellas, I'm not von Hindenburg. In fact, I'm an ex-GI, a veteran.
Really?
I was a sergeant in the Quartermaster Corps.
Hey, I was in the Quartermaster Corps.
Well, I was at Fort MacArthur.
I was at Fort MacArthur, too.
How about that?
Yeah. I borrowed some money from a sergeant called Dracula Drysdale.
You did?
Looked a lot like you. I don't believe I caught your name.
Von Hindenburg. I've been hiding in Argentina for 50 years.
How'd it go, boy?
No good, Uncle Jet. My crew deserted me. I'm gonna turn this thing in and get the truck back.
You drop me off at the sheriff?
Oh, sure. Come on, hop in.
I gotta take $2,500.
Well, what for?
Well, $500 is for Mr. Drysdale's bail. And $2,000 is what he owes.
Boy, I ought to shoot that Mr. Drysdale.
If we don't get this money down there, there's a fella named Charlie gonna do it for you. Right on, boy.
How long do you reckon it'll take us to get home, Paul?
Jethro figures about 6 days, hard driving. Where are you going with that wood?
Oh, Granny wants it on the truck.
Put it down. With all the wood we got back at the cabin, we sure ain't gonna haul none from Beverly Hills.
Oh, she says it's for on the way.
On the way? Granny, what in the world do you do?
I'm making sure we don't freeze to death.
It's warm here.
Won't be when we get in the mountains.
You figure to keep that thing burning for us 6 days?
And 6 nights. Don't forget, it's December every other place but here. That blame California. The weather's as mixed up as the people. I'll be glad when I get back where there's some snow and ice.
I can't wait to see Ma and Jet Green.
Yeah, it'll be my fine Christmas present for your ma and your sister, or us dropping in on them like this.
Now tell me again, exactly what did Marie say?
Simply said the Clampetts were loading their truck and appeared to be moving out.
Why? What could have happened? Who offended them? Whoever it was, I'll have them driven out of Beverly Hills.
Chief, don't get so upset. I know a man with $25 million in your bank is...
Is that why you think I'm upset? Because Jed Clampett has $25 million in my bank?
Isn't it?
Of course not. The thing that upsets me is the fact he might take it out.
I don't know whatever happened to the key to that door, but I reckon with our stuff out of there, ain't nothing left anybody want to take, except them old pictures.
Oh, Miss Hathaway says a couple of them pictures is Rembrandt.
All right, after Christmas, we'll see he gets them back.
Where are you going?
Going home.
What? Oh, please, you can't go away and leave me like this.
All right, climb on. I reckon we got room for you.
Oh, my heavens, we caught you before you left.
Granny, is there room for 2 back there?
Yeah, if you want to squat next to the stove.
No, we don't want to go with you. We want you to stay here.
We'll be back after Christmas.
Well, Mr. Clampett, if you want to go home for Christmas, let me make the arrangements. I'll have you there tonight.
Tonight?
Clean back home?
Yes, and you'll arrive in style, too. Well, Miss Hathaway, I think Granny and Ellie Mae should have mink coats for the trip, don't you?
Of course.
Well, let's go take care of it, and the reservations, too. Mr. Clampett, you start unloading the truck and leave everything to us. You'll be home in 5 or 6 hours on the jet.
What's a jet, Paul?
I don't know, bus or jitney, I reckon.
Get us there tonight?
You heard what he said. Well, that will be a surprise to Pearl.
Uncle Jed, it took us 6 days to get out of here. How are we going to get back home in 5 or 6 hours?
That bus driver must know a doozy of a shortcut.
Pat, have we got plenty of champagne and caviar?
I guess so. Why?
The entire first-class section has been reserved for a family of VIPs, the Clampetts.
Wow.
Young ladies, I presume you've been advised of special arrangements for the Clampett family?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Certainly have. Here they come now. Oh, get a load of those minks. Granny, Ellie Mae, right this way. I'm sure you'll be quite comfortable in the lounge. Wait.
Uh-oh. How did they get past the gate?
Let's get them out of here before the Clampetts see them. I'm afraid you're in the wrong section. May I see your tickets, please?
Well, I don't think we got any. See, this bus sure is fancy.
Why? You've come to the wrong place. You want the bus station. Now, just go back the way you came and ask for the Traveler's Aid. Now, they'll help you.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you, ma'am. Granny, Ellie Mae, come on. We're on the wrong bus.
Mr. Clampett, what's the trouble? This is Mr. Clampett? Of course. Right this way. Jethro? Here, Jethro. Keep the tickets. Now, Mr. Clampett, you have the money Mr. Drysdale gave you.
Yes, ma'am. Right here.
A limousine will meet you and take you to Pearl's house. And Mr. Drysdale is phoning ahead to Mr. Brewster to be sure your cabin is in order.
Well, don't let him give away a surprise to Pearl.
Oh, he won't. Well, happy landing, Merry Christmas, and au revoir.
Merry Christmas to you, too.
And Jethro, here's something for you if you promise to bring it back to me. Take good care of them, and remember, the tall, young, good-looking one is mine. Now fasten your belt.
Well, I ain't wearing one, ma'am. Just my Gallisons.
I meant your seat belts.
Doggies. This is a fancy bus. Looks like the bus is commencing to pull out.
Now we'll see if this bus driver knows an all-fired fancy shortcut.
That's you and me watch the road so we can remember it.
Okay, Jethro.
If you ask me, this bus driver of ours is lost. Just keeps us circling and turning.
You know there's no shortcut yet.
Ding, ding.
Listen to him erasing that engine.
Yeah, but the wheels must be spinning in the mud. We ain't moving.
He got her out of the mud.
Yeah, we're moving now. Lickety split, too.
My doggies, if he gets to going much faster, this thing's gonna leave the ground.
Don't look now, but it is leaving the ground.
Jethro, you better get up there and tell that bus driver to slow down.
Ain't got time for that. Let's get off of this thing before it gets any higher.
Now, wasn't that a smooth takeoff? You may unfasten your seatbelts anytime you like. Would you folks like some champagne caviar? Or would you prefer a nice hot meal?
We have steak, chicken, fish, anything you like.
Oh, no thanks. We had a mess of grits and jowls before we left home.
Perhaps you'd like to relax then. Take a little nap.
There.
Whoop. Doggies, Granny, ain't that something?
It's good for my rheumatiz. Now, if there's anything else that we can do to make your trip more comfortable, just press the little button.
And we'll be right here.
Them girls ain't a bit scared.
Sure is friendly, too. Offering to share their food with us.
Still want me to go up and talk to the bus driver, Uncle Jed?
I reckon not, Jethro. Don't nobody else seem skittish, and we don't want folks to think this is our first bus ride.
Howdy, Pearl.
Homer Winch, when are you gonna learn not to walk into a body's house without a body inviting you?
Well, I rang and you didn't come.
You didn't give me time, you old coot. Now don't you never do that again. Get out of my parlor.
I like you when you're mad, Pearl.
You're an exciting woman.
Homer, you get out of here. I don't have time for your foolishness. Jeffreen and me is going to California to spend Christmas with Cousin Jane.
Well, and I reckon you don't care to hear what I got to say.
That's right.
About Mr. Brewster.
Mr. Brewster?
Yeah, that tall, good-looking city fella works for the oil company. Drives that big car.
What about him? Is he in town?
I've been ordered from your parlor, Pearl. I think I'd best be going.
Homer, I didn't mean it. Please, Homer, you tell me about Mr. Brewster, and I'll bake you a sweet potato pie.
Well...
And for dessert, red horse swimming in elderberry wine.
You're an exciting woman, Pearl.
Tell me.
Well, you see, he stopped over at the Emporium to get some cheese and crackers. Said he was going to be over at Jed's cabin alone all day, and he didn't have no food.
Thank you, Homer. Merry Christmas.
Now, wait a minute, Pearl. You ain't going to do me out of my tater pie, are you?
Well, of course not. You get it.
Well, when?
Well, I'll let you know. I'm busy right now. Bye, Homer.
Ding, dang, darn it, I done it again. Let some pretty woman twist me around her finger. I hate to go home. Mama's going to give me the ticket.
Jed.
Hey, Granny.
I just had a terrible thought.
What's that?
Suppose we get to Pearl's house and she ain't there.
Where would she be?
Out chasing that Brewster fella, that's where.
Ah, she ain't likely to catch him in her horse and buggy.
Whoa, Bessie. Now, Bessie, I play my cards right. You get to keep that there blanket permanent. Because I'm going to have something else to keep me warm. A husband. Ain't that a beautiful word, husband? Husband. And what's more, I'll be riding in that big, fancy automobile. So you can retire to pasture with that good-looking racehorse from Hot Springs.
Well, I thought I heard a horse. Mrs. Bodine. Won't you come in?
Well, thank you. It's mighty cold today, ain't
Yes, it is. Well, it's nice to see you again. I'm sorry it's so cold in here. Didn't bother to build a fire in the fireplace, and I'm afraid that kerosene stove doesn't put out much heat.
Well, I can't stay but a minute. I just came by to give you this and say Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Oh, you shouldn't have.
Oh, it's just something that I made myself.
Oh, it's nice.
Land to mercy. Look at this place. Why, you men just can't manage alone, can you? It takes a woman.
Oh, please don't bother. I won't be here. You see, I'm going home to Tulsa for the holidays.
I won't go no trouble. I'll just throw together a little snack, and while you're eating, I'll tidy up a bit.
This is the most fantastic miracle I've ever seen. The way you produced this banquet right out of thin air. Ham, fried chicken, roast pork, and this delicious sweet potato pie.
That's my own special recipe. Here, wash it down with some red horse and elderberry juice.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that is sensational juice. But, Mrs. Bodine, I just can't eat another bite. What, Mrs. Bodine, what have you done to this cabin?
Oh, do you see a difference?
And where did you get those curtains?
I just run them up while you was eating.
Really, you are a remarkable woman. You cook, sew, you're a wonderful housekeeper.
And I love it. It ain't work to me at all. It's pure enjoyment.
Mrs. Bodine, I know that this must seem awfully sudden to you, and I know you have lots of ties, lots of activities here in the hills, but I was wondering, do you think you could possibly be happy living in a city like Tulsa?
Tulsa? That's where you live, ain't it?
Yes, I have a very nice home there, but frankly, it needs you. And I think Mother will agree.
You want me to meet your mother?
Well, actually, it isn't necessary, and I know Mother will approve my choice. You don't have to give me your answer immediately. You just think it over.
Yes, that's my answer. Yes.
But we haven't even discussed money.
I'll give you every cent I make.
Mrs. Bodine, as my housekeeper, I will be paying you.
Housekeeper.
That will carry for Mother. Oh, incidentally, Mother's just going to love this elderberry juice. What's the matter? Do something?
You shorted. You let me cook for you. You let me sew for you. Hand me the ham. You let me house clean for you. Now then, I don't know what it takes to get engaged in Tulsa. But in these here hills, you've done enough to get yourself promised, hitched, and honeymooned.
Really, Mrs. Bodine, I didn't mean to.
I'm going to Beverly Hills to spend Christmas with my cousin Jed. And when I tell him what you done, he ain't gonna take kindly to it.
What, Mrs. Bodine? I give you my word that
You give me my hand-knit socks. Your feet can't get no colder than they are right now.
Drysdale. Pearl is on her way to California to see them.
Well, can you catch her in time?
Oh, I think so. She's driving a horse and buggy. I'll tell her family's on the way.
No, this is a surprise.
Well, then what'll I say?
Well, say anything to keep her there until the Clampetts arrive. Now get over to Pearl's.
Oh, no, she might misconstrue. You see, I have a very delicate situation here.
Yes, you certainly have. And if you spoil Jed Clampett's Christmas surprise, he'll cut off your oil.
But Pearl might think I want to marry.
Merry Christmas to you, too. Bye.
Hello? Oh, boy.
Here's the sweet potato pie and red horse, I promise.
Hey, there's a piece of this pie missing. And a gulp or two of these red haws. Who got it, Pearl?
None of your business. Now get along. Jethrine and me is leaving for California.
Yeah, I want a whole pie just like I was promised.
Now you get out of here before I throw you out of here. Men is all alike. Gimme, gimme, gimme.
You're an exciting woman, Pearl.
Don't you even speak to me. There ain't a man alive worth the powder it'd take to blow him to you nowhere. There's just a bunch of low-down, no-good Mr. Brewster!
Mrs. Bodine, I hope you're not angry at me any longer.
Angry at you? Why, don't be ridiculous. Oh, here, have some more sweet potato pie and some red horse.
Oh, this is a rascal been trying to steal my woman and my pie. I'm going to give you such a show. Oh, I think I throwed my dang knee out.
And I'm going to throw out the rest of you.
You see, in my business, what I mean to say is that I'm away from home a lot. And, I think that a husband should That is, what I mean to say is that, in my opinion, could I have another slug of that elderberry juice?
No, you cannot. Now then, I've been sitting here for 3 solid hours listening to you, and you have yet to say one word that a widow woman could get her teeth into. Jeffrey, bring the suitcases.
Oh, please don't go.
I ain't listening to one more word you got to say lest you say it on your knees. Don't come in yet, Jeffrey. Say it.
Please don't go.
You are the slipperiest man that ever lived. Come on, Jeffrey. You get out of my parlor and you stay out.
You want me to throw him out, Ma?
He can walk. Homer Winch, is that you again?
No, Pearl, it's us. Merry Christmas, Jeffrey.
Uncle Dad.
Why, you have Mr. Brewster, what are you doing?
Mr. Clampett, if you'd been just 1 second later, I'd have been engaged to your cousin Pearl.
Go back out, everybody. Please, Mr.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to
You're nothing but a two-timer, Homer Winch. Pearl told me about you sparking her, you old rascal, you.
You're exciting when you're mad, Granny. Hey, how about going for a little sleigh ride with me?
You promise to behave?
Sure I do.
Well, we might as well stay here and sing.
Wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy
New Year. You sneaky little varmint coming in on my blind side. You just stay right there, honey. I'm gonna give you some rock salt and some bacon rind to go with your corn.
What'd you shoot, Granny?
Shot my hat.
What for?
There was a crow sitting on it, that's what for.
Granny, you're getting too old to do your own scarecrowing. Your joints will lock on you. Why don't you let me make you one?
'Cause there ain't no scarecrow that can shoot straight.
You didn't do too good yourself.
Oh, I got the crow. I blowed that rascal to kingdom come. There ain't enough left of him to feather a arrow.
Granny, would you please stop shooting at Elmer? It's making him awful nervous.
Get that varmint out of here.
Speak to her, Paul. Well, she's making a nervous wreck out of him.
I'll make a pie out of him. The idea, dragging in dead birds.
You look very dead to me.
That rock salt preserves them.
Hey! Somebody shot through the window of my bedroom. Looky here.
Worst case of dandruff I ever seen.
That's rock salt. And this here's a piece of bacon rind.
That ain't gonna cure it. We'll have to dip his head in hot creosote.
Now listen, Granny.
Calm down, boy. Granny, suppose you go out and look after your corn crop.
What's the use? Nobody can grow nothing around here. What with the crybabies, the crows, and the bats.
We ain't got no bats.
What about the old bat next door? Calls the police every time you try to do something to improve the place. Like raise hogs or chickens or run a few goats.
Granny, you can't fault Miss Drysdale for that. You gotta remember you're living in the city.
You call this living? I'm buried in the city, and I'm getting tired of it.
All right, Granny.
Why can't we live in the country where folks can breathe, raise things, and shoot off a gun?
All right.
Oh.
Young'uns, I got a first-rate idea. You know, Granny's birthday's coming up soon.
I know.
Yeah, I'm going to make a scarecrow for her corn patch.
And I'm going to make her a great big old cedar chest. You know how she's always talked about needing one.
It was dandy present. You know what I'm going to give her?
What, Pa?
A piece of ground. A nice plot out in the country where she can plant things.
Hot dog.
I'll call Mr. Drysdale.
Oh, excuse me, Uncle Jet. You don't have to call Mr. Drysdale about buying a plot of ground. I seen some for sale yesterday.
You did?
Well, yes, sir. Out in the country, too. Great big sign alongside the road. Said, buy your loved one a plot in Happy Valley.
Happy Valley.
Granny'd like that.
I like a pleasant spot.
Here it is. Happy Valley.
I'll call him for you, Pa.
Here's the number, Ellie.
Now remember, not a word to Granny. We want this to be a surprise.
Happy Valley, Mr. Mortimer speaking.
Howdy, Mr. Mortimer. This here is Jed Clampett. I'm wanting to buy a nice plot of ground for Granny.
I see. Jed Clampett, and you want something nice for your grandmother.
Well, no, strictly speaking, she's my mother-in-law.
Oh, something inexpensive then.
No, money is no object. I want the best you got, provided, of course, this land of yours is out in the country.
Oh, it is, Mr. Clampett. Happy Valley is in a beautiful pastoral setting.
Oh, good. It's pasture land. Well, I reckon that'll be just dandy. You see, Granny don't want to be buried in the city, especially in the backyard.
Well, I should hope not. As a matter of fact, it's against the law.
Oh, yeah, we found that out. Every time we go to digging, our neighbor calls the police.
Mr. Clampett, are you by any chance on welfare?
No, sir. Crestview. 518 Crestview Drive.
No, I'm referring to your ability to meet your obligations. I appreciate your calling Happy Valley, but I will have to ask about credit.
Well, it was Jethro seen your sign, so I reckon he ought to get the credit.
No, Mr. Clampett, you don't understand. Let me put it this way. Do you have a bank account?
Yes, sir. I keep my money in a Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills.
Cheers, Pa. It's Granny.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.
What's going on? You look guilty as 3 possums in a hen house.
What are you talking about, Granny?
Who was that on the telephone?
What? Nobody, Granny. Come on, young'uns. Let's see no varmints gets into Granny's corn.
Who are you calling a varmint?
I mean the corn out back. We thought we'd spell you as scarecrow.
Jethro, honey.
Yeah, Granny?
Jethro, do you know who that was talking on the telephone?
Sure do.
Who was it?
Uncle Jed. Gee whiz, Granny.
What I like about that boy, he drives me to drink.
I'm ready to call on the bereaved family, Mr. Mortimer.
Good. Now, here's your fact sheet. The name is J.D. Clampett. The address is Beverly Hills, and the bank account is $65 million.
And the name of the loved one?
Look, as far as I'm concerned, it's J.D. Clampett.
I meant the name of the dear departed.
I don't know. It's his mother-in-law. They call her Granny. I want you to try to sell him a family plot. These people are loaded.
I see there are 4 in the family.
Yes, but I want you to sell them 5 plots, 1 for their banker.
Their banker?
Believe me, when Clampett goes, that guy'll kill himself. You know, come to think of it, the banker's married, too. Sell him a 6-pack.
Mr. Mortimer, try to remember you're not peddling beer anymore.
I'm not peddling plots either. The guy that sold me this property said I'd make a killing here. I may have to get any business.
It takes time to get established.
Yes, that's what you told me when I brought you over from Farewell Forest. And we've been going in a hole ever since. Now let's start putting some customers in.
What would Mr. Clampett think if he heard you being so crude?
Are you kidding? He wanted to bury his own mother-in-law in the backyard.
Surely not.
Now look, a lot of these oil millionaires are eccentrics, so just don't let it throw you.
Sometimes I wish I'd never left Farewell Forest.
Well, you blow this deal, and that's exactly where you'll be. 6 feet under.
Look at here, Pa.
Told Granny her joints was going to lock on her?
This here's a store window door. Miss Jane got it for me, and I put one of Granny's old dresses on it.
You know, his glasses and everything. Why, that'll make a dandy scarecrow. How'd you get her hair Granny's color?
Oh, I put some flour on it. Now I gotta hide it till Granny's birthday.
Any place in the house, she'll find it.
Well, how about that chest Jethro's making?
I don't think that's done yet. I'll tell you what. Put it in the back of the truck and cover it up with that old tarp.
Yes, sir.
I'll watch out for Granny.
All right. You had fair warning. This time, you're going in a pot.
You don't leave off shooting, you're going to have the police down on her.
I aim to take one more shot of my rheumatism medicine.
I believe I'd take it easy on that jug, too.
This is strictly for medical purposes. I can feel the rheumatism burning its way up my legs. I gotta build me a fire break across my stomach.
More?
That was for my left leg. Ah, better living through chemistry.
I think you ain't got rheumatiz in your arms.
Come to think of it.
No, give me that. That's enough. You wouldn't stand out there on that cold, wet ground. You wouldn't need this stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Well, back to my cold, wet ground.
Oh, howdy there.
How do you do? Is this the home of Mr. J.D. Clampett?
Yes, sir.
I wonder if I might see him. I'm from Happy Valley.
Oh, sure. He'll want to see you. Come with me.
I'm very sorry to disturb him in his time of mourning.
Oh, that's all right. He's been up since the crack of dawn.
All right, Granny, you can stand out there if you want. It's your funeral.
There's a man to see you, Pa.
Oh, it's about your mother-in-law, Granny.
You ain't from the police, are you?
No, I'm from...
Good. I was hoping they hadn't heard about the shooting.
There's been a shooting?
Miss Granny. What can I do for you?
I'm from Happy Valley.
Oh, yeah, I want to get a plot of ground for Granny. Oh, Ellie Mae, keep a watch out the back door, see we ain't surprised.
Yes, sir, Pa.
We have some very nice plots. How would you like a hillside location?
No, I had enough of that back home. Hillside ain't no place for planting. First good rain comes along, a body could get washed out. Ellie, you recollect what happened with the greens?
Sure I do, Pa. We put them in on a hill back of the cabin. Along came a cloudburst. The next morning, there was greens all over that back porch.
You couldn't go out the back door without stepping on them. We just let the hogs and chickens have them. You warm?
No. As a matter of fact, I think I'm having a chill.
Well, have a slug of this.
No, thank you.
Good for what ails you. Sure took care of Granny.
What do you mean?
2 drinks of that, and she didn't feel a thing.
That's very, very merciful. Where is the loved one now?
Who?
Yeah, Granny.
Oh, she's out back in the corn patch?
In the corn patch.
Makes a dandy scarecrow.
See her yonder? She's propped up against that clothesline post.
You don't intend to leave her out there like that, do you?
Oh, she's all right. Just twixt you and me, she's pretty well pickled. Pickled? She was commencing to stiffen up.
Well, I think I better get back to the office.
Oh, wait a minute. What about Granny's plot?
Well, that'll be up to Mr. Mortimer.
Well, now, I want it nice and level and plenty big so we can put in some greens.
Greens out here?
Sure. We aim to put in a whole bunch of them.
Well, I'll tell Mr. Mortimer.
Yeah, and tell him not to say nothing. We want it to be a surprise.
Oh, yeah, yes.
And don't you say nothing either.
No. Word of honor.
What are you babbling about? Are you trying to tell me that Clampett shot his mother-in-law?
Shot her, pickled her, and put her out in the corn patch for a scarecrow.
What, are you putting me on?
Mr. Clampett and his daughter are cold-blooded killers.
Daughter's in on it, too?
They make Bonnie and Clyde look like the Bobbsey twins.
Well, what did you sell them?
I'm telling you, they are murderers. Back in the hills, they wiped out an entire family, the Greens.
You mean like a feud?
Yes. And now they're planning to surprise the Greens out here.
Hey, wait a minute. This may be just the break I've been waiting for. You can bury an awful lot of Greens with $65 million.
I quit.
No, you don't. You're into me for 5 weeks' salary, and you haven't even sold your first plot yet.
Sue me.
I'll do better than that. I'll call Clampett, and I'll tell him your name is really Green.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Happy Valley, Mortimer speaking. Well, hello, Mr. Clampett. What a pleasant surprise. My salesman and I were just talking about you. Yes, he'll be right over with the contracts for you to sign.
Going back there?
Say, I never did catch that salesman's name.
His name? I'll spell it for you. G-R...
Right, I'm going.
I mean B-R-U-B-A-K-E-R. Brubaker.
Did he tell you I wanted plenty of room to put in some greens?
Mr. Clampett, you can have one entire section of Happy Valley just for the greens. We'll call it Green Acres. Huh?
Here's Granny Cedar, Jess. How do you like it?
Well, first off, it ain't cedar. It's pine.
Well, I know, but we ain't got no cedar trees.
You cut down one of our trees to make that?
No, sir. Cut down one of Miss Drysdale.
Why?
So Granny won't know about it.
Well, Miss Drysdale will know about it. She's gonna yell bloody murder.
She ain't home.
But when she comes home and sees what you done, she'll likely call the police.
No, she won't. I gnawed the stump so it looked like a beaver done it.
Oh, wait. Get over there and dig a hole. We try to put in a new tree before she gets back.
Look here, Pa. I baked Granny a birthday cake.
Well, now, would you look at that?
Hey, that's hard as a rock.
Why, go dig a hole.
Yes, sir. You want me to bury it pan and all?
For the tree, boy, for the tree. Well, Ellie, that's a dandy-looking cake.
Thank you.
Got a lot of body to it, eh? What kind is it?
Oh, this here's a marble cake.
Uh-huh. Well, now, I reckon you're going to write Happy Birthday, Granny, on there with icing, huh?
Yes, sir, Pa. Are we going to have a surprise party?
That'd be nice if we could hide all this stuff from Granny for 2 more days.
Oh, I could hide my scarecrow and my cake in Jethro's cedar chest.
Yeah?
Well, I'll take this in and put some icing on it.
Oh, honey, that might be a little risky right now. Granny keeps coming back in the kitchen for rheumatiz booster shots.
Get out of my kitchen, you hairy little boomer. How many times have I told you that apes are not people, they're varmints? Oh, I can't make it. My joints are all froze stiff with the rheumatiz. And relief is just to swallow away. Bessie, honey, help your poor old granny. I was only funning you when I called you a varmint. You was one of the family. Pull the cork and give your poor old granny some medicine. That's it, sweetheart. Now, pour some in the glass. Oh, you're such a darling. Now, raise the glass to Granny's lips so she can thaw out.
Granny! You have hit a new low, drinking with an H.
I ain't drinking of my own free will, Jed.
This little varmint is forcing it on me. Shame on you, you little wino. Turned off kind of warm, didn't it?
Granny, listen to me. You go upstairs and take a nap.
Well, I can't. I gotta watch my corn.
You gotta watch your health.
I'll drink to that.
No, you don't. Now you go up and lay down and rest.
It's too hot in the house.
Well, then go in the root cellar and lay down.
Good idea. I'll take this with me to keep it away from that alcoholic ape.
No, I'll take it with me. Now you go have yourself a good long sleep.
How about a nightcap?
Good idea. Pull it down over your ears.
Can I put my scarecrow in a chest now, Pa?
Sure, Ellie. I got the lid fixed. All I have to do is now is saw off a couple of these boards square.
Oh, where's my cake?
Jethro's doing the printing for you. He's the best in the family, you know.
But I ain't made the icing yet.
Oh. Well, here he comes. We'll tell him not to bother.
Hey, take a look at this letter. If you like it, I'll put happy birthday right above Granny.
You cut into my cake.
How'd you do that, boy?
With a hammer and chisel.
Give me that. You done broke my marble cake.
Marble is rot. I done broke 2 chisels on it.
We got a lot to do before Granny wakes up. Jethro, you let her them garden markers. Ellie Mae, you commence calling folks and invite them to the birthday celebration.
Hey, Pa, look who's coming.
That's him, the one with the saw.
What is that he's making?
A casket. What else?
Why, it's horrible.
I warned you.
Yeah, I figured on selling him one of those $10,000 bronze jobs.
Let's drive on.
Oh, no.
That man is a drunken, mad dog. He kills in cold blood.
But he pays in cold cash. You coming, Mr. Green?
I'm coming.
Mr. Clampett, I'm Mortimer of Happy Valley.
Glad to meet you, Mr. Mortimer. That's my daughter, Ellie Mae.
Howdy.
How do you do?
I'll commence calling folks, Pa.
That young fellow over there with the markers is my nephew, Jethro.
Howdy. How do you do? Did you say those were markers?
Yeah, we're going to use them out at Happy Valley to mark off the different plots.
Are they for the greens?
Greens or whatever else we choose to put in. Carbs, melons.
Not the Harvey melons.
I don't believe I'm familiar with them.
Good, but it still looks like we're going to do a lot of business. Brubaker, may I have those contracts, please?
How do you do, Mr. Clampett?
Howdy.
Have you heard anything from the police?
Well, no. For a while there, I was afraid Miss Drysdale next door was going to call him, but we think we figured a way to keep her quiet. Jethro! You get that whole dog for Miss Drysdale?
Oh, yes, sir, Uncle Jed.
Fine and dandy. We'll plan her quick as we take care of Granny.
Is Granny still in the corn patch?
Oh, no. She's stretched out in the root cellar. It's cooler there.
Mr. Clampett, I'd like to suggest that Mr. Brubaker and I take Granny back to Happy Valley with us.
No. We'll fetch her out day after tomorrow. That's her birthday.
Well, that's a very sweet sentiment, Mr. Clampett, but I wouldn't wait 2 days.
Well, if we don't, it's going to spoil the celebration.
Celebration?
Yeah, Jethro made her that pine box.
Could I perhaps suggest something in bronze?
Oh, no, the boy worked hard on that. It's kind of rough, but it ain't the gift, it's the thought.
And, your daughter Ellie made that marble thing?
Yeah, that's part of the celebration. We thought we'd put them and Granny on the truck, go out to Happy Valley and have a picnic. Yeah, you know, music, dancing, victuals, a kind of box social. You having another chill?
Definitely.
Well, come on, have a little snort. You too, Mr. Mortimer.
Let's get out of here.
Oh, no, the man has invited us for a drink.
That's the anesthetic he administers before he shoots you. 2 drinks of that and you don't feel a thing.
Here you are, Mr. Brubaker.
No, thank you.
Well, how about you, Mr. Mortimer?
Well, certainly I'll have a shot. Snort. Well, down the hatch.
I wouldn't drink that too fast. You all right, Mr. Mortimer?
That's powerful stuff.
Oh, I got joy down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down. Look what I found in the root cellar.
Granny?
Did he say Granny?
That's the corpse.
Brought her back to life.
Let's go back to Happy Valley.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna subdivide that place.
What, no more cemetery?
Are you kidding? When they market this stuff, who's gonna need it?
I'll take that, Granny.
Over my dead body. Oh, who's the pine box for? Somebody pass on? Ah, it's me! He's dead. I ain't never touching another drop again.
You're next, Arnie. That's enough rinsing, Archibald. I'll get to rate and comb your hair. Oh, I'm soft.
Ellie, are you washing your critters in the cement pond?
Well, I have to, Paul. Granny blew a stack the last time I used her bathtub.
But I don't blame her. You should have waited till she climbed out.
No.
Besides, you hadn't ought to use the pond anyway. You know how Granny's lye soap eats the cement?
But it's the only place where I can wash all my critters and not have to keep changing the wash water.
Well, you could use a wash tub for your critter cleaning.
Well, but that takes too long. Well, I've been at this for hours already. And you can see Archibald there. Well, I'm still on the 8th.
Honey, it just might be you got too many critters. You got over 40 dogs, a scad and a half of cats, rabbits, goats, assorted critters wandering around the place. Beginning to look like the waiting room for the Ark.
Well, don't make me give none away, Paul. Come on, Archibald. Don't shake, Archibald. Archibald holds an awful lot of water.
You don't say.
Well, why don't you do what my dogs do? Give yourself a good shake and lay down in the sun.
Thank you, honey, but there ain't gonna be time. Granny's just about ready to call victuals.
She is, but none of these critters is out yet. Why, they's liable to think Granny's calling them.
I got joy down in my heart. Down in... I always wanted to try one of these victual bells. Come and get it, Don't bother about me. Go after our cattle.
Granny, we ain't got no cattle.
I know. The rustlers just stampeded off all 3,000 head.
It was Ellie's dogs on the way to the kitchen.
They may have been Ellie's dogs going in, but there's going to be hot dogs coming out.
Granny, that's man's best friend.
Maybe so. But they sure got it in for us old women.
I don't want to see you getting upset again. You wait here while we go and check and see there's no dogs in your kitchen.
Well, if they is, there's going to be wearing buns, mustard, and relish.
At least there ain't no dogs in here.
You can thank me for that. I thought fast and got them into the storage room yonder.
Good thinking, Jethro. How'd you do it?
I just used my head. Went in there and hollered, "Vittles, dogs, come get vittles."
Ready, get out of their way.
Looks like she made it, Paul. I don't see nothing out there but dogs.
Dogs and that old sack of flour they's jumping over.
That old sack of flour is your granny.
That cares you, kid. Them four-legged flea farmers run over me without so much as a by your leave.
Looks like you've been knocked clean out of your boots.
Keep laughing or you're going to look that way, too.
They must have got carried off in the rush. Well, where's your glasses?
I don't know. I can't find them without my glasses.
Who's behind you, Granny? Look, Calvin found you, Boo.
And it's a good thing he did.
And here comes Letitia with your glasses. Wasn't that sweet of her to bring him back to you?
No, it probably wasn't her prescription.
Granny, promise you my critters won't bother you no more.
You're dang tootin' they won't. Either they hit the road or I do.
Oh.
I'm sorry, honey. I'm afraid her mind is made up.
Okay, Granny, but we sure gonna miss you.
I ain't going nowhere. And by tomorrow morning, the only fur left around here better be on my imitation possum stove.
Now, Ilsa, I don't care if Mr. Drysdale did hire you. If you're going to keep on working here at the bank, you're going to have to learn to speak English instead of German.
Yes.
Well, that's better. However, when being approached by male employees, you must remember an even more important word. No.
No. Yes.
On second thought, just stick to sign language. A good slap in the face.
Miss Hathaway.
Oh, now here comes Mr. Drysdale. Practice the greeting I taught you.
Mr. Morninggood Drysdale.
Still having trouble with English, eh? Well, perhaps a little private tutoring.
I'll take care of it, Chief.
Yes. Well, my wife's coming by this morning with one of her paranoid poodles. When she gets here, tell her I'm in conference for the next month.
Milburn! I saw you, Milburn.
How do you do, Mrs. Drysdale? Claude?
Milburn, come out from where you're hiding. You know Claude senses every nuance of your rejection of him. All right. I see you. Milburn, come out of there. You look like a sniper.
Don't give me any ideas.
Milburn, how dare you threaten Claude just after he's been clipped?
I'm the one who's been clipped. $35, he looks worse than when he went in.
His hair's still in rollers. Claude just doesn't have the patience to sit under the dryer.
Now, you quit wasting my money on beauty shops for this mutt. He already wears more makeup than you do.
Milburn, stop it. I will not have your sharp tongue undoing Claude's 3 years of psychoanalysis.
Then get him out of here.
Oh, how can you speak that way to your own dog? I think the only creature you care for is that Clampett animal.
I like Duke.
I was talking about Jed.
I'm busy.
Oh, you bourgeois merchant. A haircut always depresses Claude, and I brought him here for a pick-me-up.
I'll give him one. I'll pick him up and throw him right out.
You have insulted your child for the last time.
For the last time, he is not my child. He's not even my dog.
Very well. We'll see how your love for animals springs up when I tell the city dog catcher how many unlicensed dogs there are at the Clampetts.
Oh, Margaret, no.
And I hope he has room in his truck for Granny.
Oh, please, Margaret.
Claude, don't waste your breath apologizing to us. We have neither the desire to listen nor the time. Claude is late for his dancing lesson.
I say that we keep old Duke and Cousin Bessie and nothing else. And I don't want to hear no more talk about critters.
Granny, sometimes you're so muley, I swear you ought to be pulling a plow.
I said no more about critters, and that includes mules.
I think we ought to let her keep 2 of everything.
You're forgetting that 2 of everything leads to 12 of everything.
Not always. And I think you ought to look at both sides of this.
I have. Either the critters go or I do.
When it comes to just plain stubbornness, a rusty lock has got nothing on you. Ellie, what have you been doing?
Oh, painting the signs to give away my dogs.
Well, I hope you got as much paint on the signs as you did on yourself.
Oh, yes, sir. They's all done and up out in front.
Good. And you put on each one, free dogs to good home?
Oh, yes, sir. That's on 2 of them. Of course, I can't help it if the signs don't do no good and nobody comes.
Oh, somebody will come. I best go check him.
Oh, well, the weather's getting kind of cool out there, Pa. I best let you know when it's warm enough to go out.
And when do you suppose that might be?
Next summer?
Better look at these signs for granny season.
Well, Pa, if that's all you trust me, it's gonna hurt my confidence.
Better that gets hurt than granny takes after you. At least with a hurt confidence, you can still sit down. Where's the sign?
Well, there's one. Can't you see it?
Ellie, the only way anybody could read that from the car is if they drove right through the front door. And it ain't only too small. It don't spell nothing. The letters is all backwards.
Well, they ain't if when you hold them up to a mirror.
All right, Ellie, I'll put up the signs. You and Jethro drive down to the pet shop and see can they take some of your dogs.
Oh, Pa.
Now go on and don't you worry. Whilst you're gone, I'll try talking Granny into letting them stay.
Do you think you can?
Maybe, but it's gonna be harder than giving a bath to a bobcat.
Oh, I see you found Mrs. Drysdale. She and Claude left so quickly she dropped her earring.
Oh, that's not hers, that's Claude's.
This isn't Claude. It's an imposter.
This is his wife, Fifi. Margaret agreed not to call the dog catcher, but I had to take this mutt to the beauty shop for a wash job.
How was it?
Awful. The dumb dog ate the egg shampoo and drank the beer rinse. Don't laugh. Margaret's going to be hopping mad.
Why?
Because now Fifi will gain weight, and none of her Paris dog clothes will fit.
I wonder if instead of heaven, poodles pray to go to Beverly Hills when they die.
Well, why don't you ask some of them when you take Fifi in for her clipping?
What?
She has a date this afternoon with her hairstylist, Mr. Peggy.
She's absolutely
No,
not.
no, you'll have to. I'd go myself, but I have to take Margaret's other poodle for his dentist appointment.
Dentist for Claude?
Margaret's having his teeth cat.
Oh, Granny, nice to see you in such a good mood. Well, anyway, I'd like to have another little talk with you about the critters.
I've said all I'm gonna. And that is, if they is here tomorrow, I won't be.
Well, now, you're forgetting the nice things about them.
I never knew none. If they ain't underfoot, they sleeping. If they ain't sleeping, they's eating.
They sound a little like Jethro, don't they?
I have to put up with it from him. He's family. But I don't from critters. There's one now.
I believe he's helping you with your dusting.
I don't need no help with my housework. Besides, he's doing a sloppy job.
Look yonder. He's mopping your floor.
Yeah, and chewing up my best mop.
They're showing you they love you and want to ease your burden.
If they want to ease my burden, they can ease themselves right out the door. And it goes for raccoons, too.
He's helping you pick up.
You're wasting your time, you furry little hot-smoking sassafras. What's that?
We love you, Granny. Granny is dog's best friend. Now what do you say?
All right, I'll give them one more chance. The critters can stay.
Granny, you got a soft heart.
Yeah, and a head to match.
You'll be glad you changed your mind.
Oh, I am already. I think I'm going to cook up a special treat for all them darling little varmints.
I'm getting kind of hungry myself.
I'm going to fry up some fish heads and throw in some goat tripe and some gopher.
I can hardly wait to dig in.
That's what I'm giving the dogs. I'll fetch you a piece of cake.
Ellie, when did you and Jethro get back from the pet store?
Oh, a little bit ago. Why, he's waiting on a truck around the corner.
Run out of gas?
Oh, no, sir. Hey, did Granny fall for my critters' tricks and my signs and all?
Oh, well, I'm relieved to know it was you who was behind this. I'd hate to think it was your monkey Bessie that thought it all up.
Oh, no, sir, I thought it up. She just painted the sign.
Well, Yeah, your granny melted like a snowball on a hot griddle.
You mean all the critters can stay? Well, Miranda and Esmeralda and Aubrey and Elmer and Letitia and Farley and Morris and Natalie.
Ellie, you go enjoy them. By the time you're all through naming them, Granny may have kicked them out again.
Ellie, I'm tired of waiting.
Why didn't you come in with Ellie?
Well, you explain, Jethro. I gotta go tell Bessie that Granny ain't mad no more.
No wonder Ellie wanted you to wait. Any more of her dogs around the truck and folks would think it was a butcher wagon.
Yeah, driving home from the pet shop, I pretty near got licked to death.
Wait a minute. I see some strange faces. Are you sure these are all the same dogs you left here with?
Heck no. We left here with none.
None?
Yeah. These is all new ones Ellie bought at the pet shop. Said she couldn't stand to see them in cages.
Good thing Granny's got over her mad about critters.
Down in my heart. Down in my heart. Dad, come get your cake.
Wait, he didn't mean you. Stop. Hold it. Granny.
Mark my words. If I find one critter still around here by sundown, I'm gonna make a rug out of him.
I don't think Granny's over her mad yet.
Good thinking, boy. Now I know what they mean about a place going to the dog.
Got all the dogs out of the way, Paul. I put them in the cement pond.
Oh, I drained it first. What a miserable job that was.
Well, all you got to do is turn that handle marked drain.
I found that out. But first, I spent an hour underwater looking for a plug to pull.
Hey, has Granny quit storming around her bedroom yet?
She is still so hot I just burnt my hand on her doorknob.
You think she's steamed up now? Wait till she goes swimming and does a high dive into all them dogs.
We sure can't stay there. You better take them away and stash them till Granny cools off.
Till Granny cools off? I might as well give them away.
Won't be that bad, but you'll have to do something.
No, I ain't seen Granny this mad at my critters since one of them made 6 of her kumquat pies.
What's the matter with you?
Doggone it, I gotta tell you, I ate the pies. Yeah. Boy, it sure feels good to be through carrying around that terrible secret.
Well, I'm sure it does, but considering Granny's mood today, you better carry it around a little while longer.
Mr. Drysdale, Miss Jane. Oh, hi there, Fifi.
Hello, Ellie Mae.
What is it, Ellie?
Oh, Jethro just dropped me off. We've been driving around looking for a nice place away from the house to keep my dogs.
Well, that's a good idea, Ellie.
Yeah, but we ain't having no luck.
Well, did you try a boarding kennel?
Oh, I couldn't lock them up nowhere.
I'm afraid that's the only place you're going to find.
Well, unless you want to keep them here in my office.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Drysdale.
Do something.
You mean tell her to get the dogs out of the bank?
Of course not. Mr. Clampetts' money might go with them.
But what can I do? You extended the invitation.
First of all, get Fifi out of here. Claude will go mad if he finds a strange dog's hair on her coat.
Now, wait a minute, Ellie.
Oh, Ilsa, good. I want you to take a dog for a walk. Do you understand? I meant Fifi. Just walk her up and down in front of the bank until I take her for her clipping. Understand?
No.
I'll be right back, Chief.
And hurry! At least you can let me have my own chair. Forget it, forget it. I'll just sit on the floor.
Howdy, Elsa.
73 million.
Thank you. It must be true about clothes making the man. Put on a new shirt this morning, and already I'm causing a stir.
Ich verstehe nicht.
Say, Your English is getting real good.
No.
I'll come by to pick up Ellie, but what about you and me going for a ride first, huh?
Oh, no. Wait hour one. Clip Fifi.
An hour to give a dog a haircut? I seen how they do that in the pet shop. Come on.
Well, howdy, Mr. Drysdale, Miss Jane. What you doing down here doing business hours?
Mr. Clampett, Granny, the Commerce Bank is now in chaos.
Oh, you opened up a new branch, huh?
Congratulations.
You don't quite understand. Mr. Drysdale means that Ellie's bringing her dogs to the bank is causing a bit of trouble.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, no. Don't be offended. We'll make room for the little darling. I'll put Miss Hathaway's desk out in the parking lot.
Oh, no, I mean, I'm sorry Ellie brought the animals down there. She was supposed to find a place to board them.
I'll board her when she gets back.
Well, I can appreciate Ellie's not wanting to have the dogs locked up.
Well, I couldn't stand for them to be put in a pound or someplace like that neither. But if they can't stay here... And she won't find a place to board them, well, then I reckon we gotta give them away.
Mr. Clampett, look what Jethro did to my Fifi.
I'd be happy to, ma'am, but I don't even know what your Fifi is.
This is Fifi, you clod. Look at the way Jethro clipped her.
I'm sorry, Miss Drysdale. Looks like the boy cuts hair the way he cuts meat.
What do you mean? Jethro is a genius. Fifi is the first dog in her block to have a psychedelic hairdo.
Speaking of hair, I think you flipped your wig.
Oh, you. Just wait until you see your electric razor.
What?
Jethro used it on Fifi, the new one on your desk.
Oh, she must mean the shave the Bankers Association gave you for being Fleecer of the Year?
It's time for Fifi's sauna bath. Do thank Jethro again for me.
Margaret, a sauna bath?
Later, Milburn. I must be off.
She's off, all right. I just hope she's not dangerous.
Well, now the only critter problem you have is with Granny.
Don't worry. I reckon there's enough problem there for everybody. Ready? For the last time, why don't you let the critter stay another week? It won't be no skin off your nose.
I ain't taking no chances. I've already lost enough skin to him. And not off my nose, neither.
I declare, it's easier to change the weather than your mind.
Ellie got the dogs ready?
Yeah, Jethro's got the sign out front, too.
Good.
Oh, Archibald. Don't go stepping in the mud. Bye now, my little friend. Now, don't y'all forget to ride.
Ellie, I wouldn't count on that last.
Just a paw print on a Christmas card.
Okay, I got the sign up. Free dogs to good homes.
Did you paint a big one?
Yes, ma'am. 8 by 12 feet. I used one of the garage doors.
We can put it back. Can you see it from the street?
Oh, yes, sir. It's real close to the street. As a matter of fact, it's blocking the street. Leastways it was.
Hey, Granny. They's all ready to go.
Hey, how about me giving Archibald a haircut? We don't want people to think he's a hippie.
Get it, boy. We seen a sample of your work.
Which one you want to give away first, Granny?
I don't know.
Well, look 'em over.
Go. They're as much a part of our family as you and Jethro.
Oh, thank you, Granny.
Speaking of Jethro, where is he?
Hey, where's Archibald? Come here, Archibald. You can stay.
He's coming. I just give him a little trim. Come on, Archibald. This was what was under all that hair.
Archibald! You're bald! Oh, I'm gonna get you!
No, wait, Papa. Granny, Granny!
Tonic.
her to give to all the family and her kin. Though it tastes mighty bitter, it is good for man and critter, 'cause it gets your blood to running free again. Granny's brew, it's good for you. If you're off your feet, you ought to have some too. Even Pa leaves his fiddles, he just sits out front and whittles. Cousin Jethro, he's a-sleepin' in the shade. Instead of doing her spring cleaning, on her mop Aunt Pearl's a-leaning. Granny better get that batch of tonic made. There's the gong, won't be long till the family's back to feeling good and strong.
Line up, everybody. First come, first served. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, Pearl, go ahead.
By rights, you should go first, Jed. You're the head of the family.
Oh, no, Pearl, I ain't in no hurry. How about you, Willie Mae?
Oh, no, Pa, I was the last one in.
Do I take it this family don't want to take my tonic?
Oh, no, Granny, it's good.
Well, delicious. Well, then step up. Somebody be first.
Well, Pearl, go on ahead. Women and children first. That's the rule.
That's the rule for fire, flood, and disaster.
Well, it seems to me Granny's tonic ought to fit in there somewhere.
I heard what you said, Jed Clampett. And just for that, when it comes your turn, you're going to get a double dose. Now, step up, somebody, and get at it.
Hey, I got an idea. How about letting this little fella go first? He looks kind of puny.
Yeah, he's been acting kind of poorly lately, Granny. Tonic him first, Granny.
Sure seems to like it.
Yeah. You want some more?
No, I reckon that's enough for a little critter like him. Yes, sir. Best batch I ever made.
Miss Hathaway, these papers are ready for Jed Clampett's signature. Oh, incidentally, he did a fine job bringing his file up to date.
Thank you, Chief. I'll be right in. Mr. Drysdale, I wish to give credit where credit is due. Most of the work on the Clampett file was done by Miss Buckles here.
Buckles? Who's she?
A comparatively new girl, Chief. But already she has displayed those qualities so rare in the modern girl. Eagerness to learn, willingness to work, loyalty to the bank, devotion to duty.
All right. How much of a raise does she want?
Oh, no, Mr. Drysdale. I didn't do it to get a raise. I did it because I'm sincerely interested in my work here. And I'm determined to become the best second best employee in your bank.
You hear that, Chief? Rare devotion to duty. And Miss Buckles worked on the Clampett file in her own time.
Very praiseworthy. All right, what's Mr. Clampett's present balance?
$34,783,127.34. That's not including the oil deposit due today.
Well, you are familiar with his file.
I feel that a job worth doing is worth doing right.
Unlike so many others, this girl is not here to find a husband. She is here to work, right, Gloria?
Right, Miss Hathaway.
You may call me Jane.
All right. Take these up to Mr. Clampett. Now make sure he signs in all places indicated.
Right, Chief.
Miss Hathaway, your time is so valuable, and I know that Mr. Drysdale needs you. I would never be missed from the secretarial pool.
Do you hear that, Chief? Is she a rare find?
I just try to be like you, Miss Hathaway.
Jane.
Jane.
Chief, if it's all right with you, she is familiar with the papers.
Huh? Oh, fine. Yeah, fine.
And Gloria.
Yes.
You must take my car.
Oh, no, Miss Hathaway.
Oh, tut. I insist.
$34,127.34. $34,783,127.34.
Howdy, ma'am.
Well, how do you do? I'm Gloria Buckles from the Commerce Bank.
Oh, it's mighty nice to meet you. I'm Jed Clampett.
You?
Yes, ma'am.
But I was looking for a much older man.
Ain't no older men around here. Might could scare you up one in the neighborhood. Seems to me I seen an elderly fella down the road a piece.
No, I simply meant I couldn't believe that you were so young.
Well, maybe it's because I ain't.
You look so young. You do look young.
Is that a fact?
He's holding his tonic, but that ain't all.
Tell you, Granny, I've seen it with my own eyes. That girl is young enough to be his daughter.
And you say he gave her a hug?
Grabbed at her like a crawdad grabs bait.
That old mountain goat. I didn't figure on him running wild.
Your tonic. You shouldn't have double-dosed him and him being a widower so long.
Jed will come to his senses.
I don't know. There ain't no fool like old fool.
Jed ain't old.
He's old enough, but he ain't too old. And that's where the danger is.
You're making a hill out of a haystack.
Granny, I got a good look at this girl, and I'm telling you right now, that ain't hay. Real big city article. Not the kind of girl that Jed's used to meeting back home.
Oh, girls is girls, city or country. They all come out of the same catalog.
Maybe so. But the city girls make it look like there's more in the package.
Granny, Earl. Oh, there you are.
See what you mean, Pearl. She's wrapped tight and tied loose.
I want you all to meet Miss Gloria Buckles. This here is Granny and Cousin Pearl.
How do you do? I'm very pleased to meet you, ladies.
Howdy.
Hi.
Well, ain't she just about the prettiest thing you ever did see?
Yeah. Favors Ellie a lot. Just about her age, too, wouldn't you say, Granny?
A mite younger.
Who's Ellie?
His granddaughter. I mean, my granddaughter.
She's Jed's daughter.
Oh, are you married, Mr. Clampett?
I'm a widower, ma'am.
Yeah, poor old Jed. I reckon he's come for another dose of his lumbago medicine, Granny.
I reckon. The poor old feller was up all last night with the misery.
A moaning and a groaning and a walking the floor.
Yes, the poor old fella is past the point where liniment does him any good.
Slays his poor sweet old bones.
Now, girl, that's just about enough of that. You both know I never had a twinge of the miseries in all my life. Knock on wood.
Pearl, his mind is wandering again.
Baby called Granny. He missed his nap.
I want to apologize for them two, ma'am. They both just think they're being funny.
Well, I know what you mean. I have some elderly relatives like that myself. It's such a beautiful day. Why don't we go for a drive, Jed?
Thank you, ma'am. I'd like that, Gloria.
Did you hear what she called us? Elderly relatives.
Well, mind that. It's what he called her and she called him, and now she's going to get him out alone in her car.
Let's get in the truck and follow him.
We can't drive.
Jethro can.
Oh, I don't want Jethro getting no ideas from his uncle. Don't forget, he's been tonic, too.
We has nothing to worry about. Jed's a man that can keep his feet on the ground.
Once he gets his arms around that girl, Won't much matter where he keeps his feet.
By dingies, ma'am, if you hadn't brought her to a halt right when you did, we'd have gone right over that bluff. I'll get out and push her back on the road.
No, Mr. Clampett. I stopped here purposely.
Oh? How come?
Well, it's so beautiful and I'm so lonely.
Pretty woman like you. Why, I'd think these city boys would be standing in line for you.
Boys, yes. Men, no.
Well, I've seen them here all ages.
Well, I'm afraid that years alone do not turn a boy into a man.
I reckon I know what you mean.
I blame that city down there. Something about it seems to close in on a boy and keep him small and immature all his life. Show me a boy that's grown up in the country, in the mountains especially, and I'll show you a man, a real man.
You're going to think I'm making this up on account of what you just said. But I grew up in the mountains.
No.
Yes, ma'am. Don't let that Beverly Hills mansion fool you. I'm a mountain boy, born and bred.
Of course. Of course, I see it now. I see it in those cool, clear eyes, unclouded by smog. Eyes that have looked beyond a city's skyline and seen the truth and beauty of nature. I see it in this rugged, handsome face. I see it in these strong but gentle hands. Hands that have dug into the good earth, put life into it, and brought it forth. Hands roughened by honest toil.
Take another look at the face.
Oh, Jed. What have you done to me?
Nothing, ma'am.
Oh, yes, you have. You've sentenced me to a life of loneliness. A life without love. A life unfulfilled.
Well, I don't know what you mean, ma'am. Honest, I don't.
I'll tell you what I mean. You've set a standard no man could measure up to. A goal I could never achieve. Having met you, I could never care for a city man. Those weak and puny clothes dummies with their narrow suits and their narrow shoulders and their narrow minds.
Please, ma'am,
I have felt the muscles of a mountaineer ripple beneath my hands. Do you think I could ever be happy with anything less? No. I shall never marry. Better an old maid than a life with a man I could neither love nor respect.
Ma'am, don't feel that way. Pretty woman like you, smart and all. Why, it'd be a terrible shame if you was to never to get married and raise a flock of young'uns.
No.
Please, ma'am. I'd feel terrible if I thought you was wasting your life this way. Please change your mind. Well, Miss Gloria, if you're determined to marry a mountain man and none other, and unless you do it, your life will be ruined, maybe, and I get to know you better, I might could find a way.
Oh, Jed.
Now, I ain't making no promises, but you set me to thinking. I reckon we'd best get back home and everybody get better acquainted. Near forgot your pocketbook.
Oh, those are some papers Mr. Drysdale wants you to sign.
Well, come on, let's get in here and get busy. Got a lot to do with signing and dancing and getting better acquainted. Well, I reckon the first thing I better do is sign them papers you got for me.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Is she wearing a wedding ring? Wait till she gets her gloves on. Don't see one. Good. Then they ain't been to the preacher.
What is old Em, anyway?
Well, now this transfers your money from one account to the other. And this is your last will and testament.
They ain't been to the preacher, but they've been to the lawyer. And that's just as bad or worse. We gotta stop him.
Oh, there you are, Jed. We've been looking all over for you. You give the doctor a terrible fright disappearing like that.
Yeah, he was afraid you might have fell in the cistern again.
What are you talking about?
Why, Jed Clampett, shame on you. You know the doctor don't want you to have nothing sharp.
Girl, what in the blue...
No, don't get excited, Jed. Doctor says it ain't good for him to get excited.
What do you... Oh, I almost forgot. Come on into the parlor. Got a surprise for you.
A surprise?
Come on.
All right, what's a surprise?
Well, the surprise is what Pearl and me found out about that woman whilst you was gone.
What'd you find out?
She's a spy. For one of them foreign nations.
Which one?
Minneapolis, Wisconsin.
That's right, Mr. Drysdale. We didn't know who else to call. But we think this here woman's trying to get Jed's money. Well, she says her name is Gloria Buckles, but I don't know Oh, well, yes, sir. Yes, sir, we will. Bye. Mr. Drysdale must know that woman. He's a-coming right over. Paul gonna marry up with her? Oh, child, we hope not. We pray not.
Why, Granny? Well, I got to look at her, and boy, she's pretty.
Beauty is only skin deep, son.
Well, she must have awful deep skin, because every place I could see was...
Now, Mr. Drysdale says we's to keep her here till he comes.
I'll watch her, Ma.
You watch your car.
What'd you say this one was called?
This is called the twist.
If a feller was to dance this in a fresh plowed field, he'd auger his way right into the ground, wouldn't he? Hey, Jethro, come on in. You want to dance?
I'd he'd rather dance with her, Uncle Jed.
That's what I had in mind, boy. Miss Buckles, this here is my nephew, Jethro.
Hiya.
You teach him that there twist, and I'll teach it to Ellie Mae. This is my daughter I've been telling you about.
Oh, what a beautiful child. You and I are going to be such good chums.
Ma'am, I think he meant for you to dance with me.
We're in time, Chief. There's my car.
Yes. Now, where's your protege? That loyal, devoted, hard-working gold digger.
I still can't believe it. So shy, so retiring.
She'll be retiring if she hooks Jed Clampett.
Okay, Uncle Jed. Well, howdy.
Oh, how do you do, ma'am? I'm sorry to intrude.
Howdy, folks. Come on in. Dig yourselves a hole.
Gloria Buckles.
Huh? Where?
There.
Oh, my thunder, it is. You imposter.
Jezebel!
You gold digger.
I have a bulletin for you two. You better be nice to me, or else after my wedding, you may lose your largest depositor.
Wedding?
Mr. Clampett. Have things gotten as far as actually discussing marriage with this woman?
Well, yes, Mr. Drysdale, they have. Her and me had a nice long talk about it, and that's the reason I brought her home, so she could meet the family, kind of get acquainted. But this pretty young city woman says that unless she can marry a mountain man, she just ain't gonna get married at all. I think we all agree that'd be a terrible waste.
Should we set the date now, Jed?
Well, yeah, near as we can. I'd say everybody willing that it'd be in about 3 or 4 years.
3 or 4 years?
Yeah, be that long before Jethro's 21.
Jethro!
Hot diggity dog, I got me a wife!
Paul, ain't you gonna marry up with that city woman?
No, Elias, old foxes is trap shy, especially when the bait goes to chasing us.
That's the stuff that'll crow them lazy youngsters out of bed. It's pert near daylight.
Hey, what's all the racket?
It's time to go to work, lazy bones.
But Granny, it's 5 o'clock in the morning.
Better late than never.
I'm a big city boy now. Nothing can get me out of this hour.
You want breakfast?
I'm ready, Granny.
For a city boy, you move pretty good. Your Uncle Jed's already at the table.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Ellie Mae! Oh, you're up.
Yes, ma'am. But I sure am sleepy.
You young'uns wouldn't have this trouble if you went to bed at a decent hour.
Well, I went to bed at 9 o'clock.
There you are. Now, take your rooster and put 'em out. Have some breakfast, and then we'll go down and get the Clampett Enterprises ready for business.
Granny, the bank building won't even be open. Folks in Beverly Hills don't get up this early. Well,
They don't, huh? You know who that is at the door?
Who?
Mr. Drysdale. He's riding into town with us.
At 5 o'clock in the morning?
He didn't stay up half the night like you did. He knows this is the best part of the day. It's the early bird that catches the worm. So, he's up, ready to go, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Mr. Drysdale.
Where am I? What happened? Granny, you called me. What's the trouble?
No trouble. We need you to open up the bank building so we can go to work.
It's 5 o'clock. The stars are out. The moon is shining.
It does make you feel good, don't it? Jed always says up at 5, you're sure to thrive. Wait till 6, you're in a fix. What kind of a day is it going to be?
Rotten.
I best go check the weather signs.
Well, doggy, Mr. Drysdale. Why, you're the first city fella I ever seen with gumption enough to get going before sunup.
Well, I always say up at 5, you're sure to thrive. Wait till 6, you're in a fix.
That's what I always say.
We're kindred spirits, Mr. Clampett.
You're wrong, Mr. Drysdale. It's going to be a fine day.
Good.
Have you had your breakfast?
Granny, you know he's had breakfast. Well, this man keeps country hours.
How about some coffee?
Oh, fine. I'd love it.
You still got on your night clothes.
What? Oh. You see, I didn't want to turn on the lights and wake my wife.
I reckon you beat her up regular.
No, but it's a great idea. Oh, you mean get up ahead of her. Well, let's go have that coffee.
You go right ahead. We'll be right with you.
Oh, thank you.
Jed, guess who I seen dragging up the driveway just now?
Who?
Old Duke. He's been out all night again.
That old hound dog has got a lot of tomcat in him.
Shame on you, Duke. Carrying on like this at your age. It's going to catch up with you.
Looks like it already had.
Well, I'll be switched.
My doggies, Duke, you can't deny that, young'un. Ain't they look alike?
They sure are. But how do you reckon that old Duke found himself a girl bloodhound here in Beverly Hills?
Granny, that's when a boy bloodhound does his best tracking.
I wouldn't exactly call old Duke a boy.
Maybe not, but we can stop calling him old.
Jed, look a-comin'.
Duke fetched home his wife and the rest of the young'uns.
Well, I'm mighty glad to see it ain't a broken home.
Now, Duke, you make your family comfortable. We've got to get down to the bank building and get ready for business.
Yeah, I reckon Mr. Drysdale's rare to go.
Chief!
What?
It's only 8:30. What are you doing here at this hour?
This hour? I've been here since 5:30.
How come?
I'd open up so the Clampetts could go to work.
At 5:30?
Yes, from now on, they want to open up at 5.
You're wearing pajamas.
Oh. I was so sleepy I forgot to change. Oh, I've got a suit in here.
Please put it on immediately. If someone came in here, do you realize what they would think?
What would they think?
Well, they think that perhaps you hired me for reasons other than my secretarial ability.
As a matter of fact, I did. Yes, you were cheap. You were living there for a minute, weren't you?
Just for that, I hope the Clampetts stay in the 5th floor for a year and get you up at 5 every morning.
I'm getting rid of them today. I'm bringing in a hired gun.
Chief?
No. He's just a troubleshooter, but he's the best. Cunning, cruel, ruthless, unprincipled, conniving. Oh, a beautiful man. Oh, by the way, his name is Homer Bedloe.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Bedloe.
How did you know my name?
Well, you fit Mr. Drysdale's description perfectly. Sit down. You and Mr. Drysdale friends?
I don't have any friends. I hope Mr. Drysdale will find my work pleasing. I'd like to give up my job on the railroad and stay on here. A bank offers wonderful opportunities.
That's true.
You get to foreclose on mortgages, repossess cars and furniture. I'll bet it's a great kick to go and get a television set just when the kids are watching their favorite show.
May I ask what you're looking for?
Snipers. Booby traps.
Well, surely you don't suspect
Well, it's
that...
a force of habit. I didn't get to be this old and mean by being careless.
Bedloe?
Right. And you're Milburn Drysdale.
That's right.
I'd have known you anywhere. You're the spitting image of your father.
You knew Dad?
Worshipped your father. He was the meanest man I ever knew.
Oh, Dad would have loved hearing you say that.
Excuse me, Chief. Your father would have loved being called mean?
But you never met the old gentleman, did you?
No, he was gone when I started working here.
Well, I'll see if I can find a picture of him.
You know, my first job was working as an office boy for your father.
Really? Oh, I'm surprised he ever let you get away. You and Dad must have been two of a kind.
Well, of course, that was 50 years ago. I was a dumb kid, had no sense of values. I goofed, and he fired me.
What did you do?
He was flogging a debtor, and I went to her defense.
Her defense? He was striking a woman?
That was the wonderful thing about Mr. Drysdale's father. He never discriminated.
Here we are. I thought I had a picture of him around. That's my dad.
What a man. It was a privilege to have worked for him. You know, I was with him the day he foreclosed on the old soldier's home.
Really? Gee, I envy you.
He had a pile of canes and trusses and ear trumpets as high as that desk. Cleaned them out.
There were giants in those days. Now remember, if the Clampetts happen to see us together, I caught you snooping around the 5th floor here.
Right.
Now, this is Granny.
Oh, she's a dentist, huh?
Dentist, doctor, surgeon, barber, obstetrician, you name it, she does it.
Doesn't look like an educated woman.
Never went to school in her life. She did all these things back in the hills, so she figures she can do them here. Now, this is Mr. Clampett, my largest depositor.
Looks like a nice fellow.
Yes, he is. Strange, too. Growing up, he had everything going for him. Poverty, ignorance, hunger. He could have been rotten to the core.
Turned out nice, huh?
Yes. Somewhere along the line, he went wrong.
Maybe
had a happy childhood.
That can warp a man.
Thank goodness I had your father to teach me the 3 R's. Rookin', robbin', and repossessing.
Mr. Clampett. You heard me, Bedlow. I said Jed Clampett is my friend, and you leave him alone. And stop bothering Granny and all the Clampetts. Now get out of this building before I flatten you.
Strike a man with glasses, you can go to jail.
I'd go to prison for Jed Clampett. I'd hang for Jed Clampett. I'd face a firing squad for Jed Clampett. But Jed Clampett is a prince among men. He is my friend.
Mr. Drysdale.
Stay out of this, fella. Oh, Mr. Clampett. Gee, I hope you didn't hear what I said.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Oh, I'm so ashamed I lost my temper. But I mean it, Bedlow. You get out of this building and stop bothering the Clampetts.
Well, he ain't bothering us.
I headed him off. Now get out of here. And don't come back.
You haven't seen the last of me, Drysdale. I've got City Hall on my side.
And the Clampetts have me on their side.
I want these people out of this building.
Over my dead body.
Where's that fella want us out of the building?
Oh, he's just one of those officious meddlers. He claims that Granny doesn't have a medical school diploma or even a license to practice medicine.
As a matter of fact, I don't believe she does.
You know, he even had the nerve to ask me if you belong to the Teeth Whittlers Union or the Harness Menders Guild.
Oh, I never knew there was such thing.
Well, just ignore him. He's nothing but a nitpicker, a busybody.
Well, and I best not put up Jethro's picture and sign.
Don't tell me he's going to be an agent again.
Oh, he ain't aiming that high. He's lowered his sights considerable. He's going to be just a psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist?
Boy claims he looked up the spelling.
Also, fish clean.
Well, that was my idea. Jethro's uncommon good at it. And it seems to me the two just kind of goes together.
Psychiatry and fish cleaning?
Yeah, he says that psychiatry is just listening to the folks talk. And he can sure skin a catfish while he's doing that. I best leave it down.
No. Put it up. No one's going to push my friends around.
What?
Oh, Mr. Drysdale, I was just coming down to your office to get you. Let's go try on this upper plate that Jed whittled for you.
Granny, I'm awfully busy.
That's true, Granny. This man's been fighting our battles for us.
What battles?
There's some fella from City Hall here threatening to turn us out of the building.
How come?
Well, for one thing, he claims you don't have the proper medical education.
Me? That learned doctrine from John Hopkins?
You studied medicine at John Hopkins?
I can vouch for that. Granny rode a mule all the way to Timbo, Arkansas, just to study with John and Elvira Hopkins.
John and Elvira Hopkins.
Probably the greatest husband and wife yarb doctoring team in the history of medicine.
How long you study with them, Granny?
Oh, I took the full course. Then I done what they call postgraduate work. All in all, I was there pretty near 2 weeks.
Well, unfortunately, I'm afraid that won't impress the authorities here in California.
I'm in trouble, too, Granny, because I don't belong to something called the Teeth Whittlers Union or the Harness Menders Guild.
How about Jethro? Is there a psychiatrist union, too?
Well, I wouldn't doubt it.
Couldn't we just let the boy clean fish?
Well, no, that's where we're really in trouble. The International Brotherhood of Fish Cleaners. But don't you people worry. I've thrown myself between you and the enemy. I shall not pass.
Mr. Drysdale, you can't buck the whole state of California single-handed.
Then I'll go down fighting. From the halls of Sacramento to the shores of old L.A. I will fight my Clampetts battles and protect them night and day.
My doggies, Granny, I never realized Mr. Drysdale was such a scrapper.
He's got to have some Tennessee blood in him, Jim.
Look, Mr. Bedlow, I found another picture of Mr. Drysdale's father in the storage vault.
My hero.
He looks positively vicious.
Yeah, great guy.
Bureaucratic meddlers, I will shield them with my might. And if I should fall, there'll be a new star in heaven tonight.
I've got a great scheme to get rid of the Clampetts.
Don't you dare!
What? Well, that's what you hired me for. We're in this together.
Me? I won't betray a friend.
Good for you, Chief.
Oh, Dad, forgive me. I had a nice thought. I didn't mean it. Don't beat me, please.
Chief, your father can't beat you. He's dead and gone.
Oh, no, not Dad. If he couldn't take it with him, he didn't go.
Well, you're thinking straight now.
But why can't I be the man my dad was? He was perfect. Mean all the time.
Chief, I can't believe your father was such an ogre. They wouldn't have let him join the Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks.
That's not an elk's tooth, it's a man's tooth. What? The fellow owed Dad money. He couldn't pay. With his bare hands, my father yanked it from his mouth, melted the gold out of it, and mounted the tooth on his chain.
Now that you've come to your senses, we can put my scheme into action.
Is it a scheme my dad would have liked?
I call it Operation Rotten.
Great. Now get up and win this one for the old jipper.
Hold on just a minute. You're in this too. You've got a part to play.
I have?
Sure. I'm the bad guy and you're the good guy. You got a white hat?
Well, I can get one.
Good. Now my scheme is I'll go up to the Clampetts and give... Is she to be trusted?
No. He's honest, kind, and generous.
Please don't use that kind of language in front of your father.
Yeah, well, tell me about it here.
Right.
Oh, put Dad's picture up. It'll serve as an inspiration for me. A shrine.
How about some fresh flowers in front of it?
That's a good idea. See if you can get some deadly nightshade and hemlock.
Those were his favorites.
You're a dirty, rotten old man.
Mr. Cratchit.
Oh, how do you do, Miss Ellie?
Did Dr. Granny's poultice grow you some new hair?
Oh, well, I don't know yet. I haven't looked yet.
Well, let's go have her check.
Oh, I brought along a photograph of myself the way I looked without hair. I thought the doctor would like a before and after picture.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. I see your psychiatrist does that.
What do you mean?
Well, isn't that a picture of a patient before treatment?
No, sir, that's the psychiatrist.
Well, I always say it takes one to know one.
Well, Mr. Cratchit, how's Granny's hair poultice working?
That's what I'm here to find out.
Well, come on over, sit down, and we'll have the unveiling.
Yes. Ma'am.
How long has the poultice been on?
Oh, a week. And I'm sure glad to get it off because everybody's been laughing at me.
Well, they ain't gonna laugh no more.
Is that hair?
It ain't more.
Becoming red.
Really? I had red hair when I was a boy. They used to call me Brick.
Take a look.
It's true. I'm young. I'm handsome.
You sure enough are.
It'll look much better when I pomade it and comb it.
No, I like it this way. Wild and untamed. It's the real me.
Here, behave yourself.
Mothers, hide your daughters. Brick Cratchit. It lives and is on the loose in Beverly Hills.
Really, honey? Run fetch Jethro. I think this fella needs psychiatry.
Sir.
Wait a minute, Blondie. Let's go out tonight and live it up.
Jed, I think he left the poultice on too long. It's drawn up some ideas along with his hair.
He can handle the hair all right, but I ain't so sure about the ideas.
Ellie says this little fella needs a head shrinker.
Oh, don't shrink his head. His new hair won't fit him.
Come on, I'll cure you.
I don't want to be cured. Come over here, Blondie.
Now behave yourself.
Oh, watch it, fellas. I'm a redhead and I've got a terrible temper.
Now, give me a couple of minutes to terrorize them, and then you come to the rescue. Right.
I wish Mr. Drysdale would send up the rest of his employees.
Well, don't worry, Granny. Quick as folks see how you poulticed hair on Mr. Cratchit, they'll come in bunches.
Well, whilst we're waiting, sit down and I'll give you my shell.
All right, everybody out.
What?
You heard me. Clear out and take all this junk with you.
Junk?
Now, stay here, mister.
Don't you touch me. I've got a writ.
Well, no wonder you're feeling so mean. Come on, sit down and I'll lance it for you.
I'm talking about a legal writ ordering you to vacate these premises. And I'm going to serve it on you right now.
Hold it right there, Bedlow.
Drysdale.
You craven coward, threatening a couple of helpless women. Come out and fight like a man.
Don't cross me, Drysdale. I've got a legal writ right here. Mess with me, and I'll serve it on you.
Come ahead. I've got a writ stopping your writ. We'll see who serves who.
Are you calling me out, Drysdale?
I'm calling you out, Bedlow.
You fool! You haven't got a chance. You're a banker, and I'm a professional writ server.
Truth, honor, and justice will speed my hand, and my strength will be that of 10. For my heart is pure.
What's going on?
They's fixing to draw down on one another, Jed.
Yeah, they both got legal writs.
I serve you first. You're wiped out, Drysdale. You lose your bank, your home, everything.
I'll gladly pay that price to save my friends, the Clampetts.
No, I can't let you do this. Mr. Drysdale, if this fella wants us to get out of the building, we'll...
Go next door and wish Miss Drysdale's nephew good luck. This is his first day as a civilian.
That's a spirit. Ellie knows we's beholden to the boy.
Who's beholden?
We's all beholden. The boy has been in the Air Force fighting.
Fighting where?
Fighting everywhere.
Fighting who?
Fighting anybody.
I told you her meanness was in him.
Granny, the boy has been in the service. It's his duty to fight our enemies.
Well, then let him start with his aunt. She's the biggest one we got.
Hey, look what I'm going to give that Air Force lieutenant for good luck. My buckeye, a rabbit's foot, and my dried frog. 50 cents a week allowance. I can't afford nothing else.
Well, it ain't the gift, it's the thought. I'm gonna give him my lucky jackknife that I was toting the day I struck oil back in the hills.
He'll like that, Paul.
Well, it's the boy's first day working at Mr. Drysdale's bank. We all want to wish him well.
I'm gonna give him a kiss, and Bessie's gonna give him this here banana.
I'll change and go with you.
That's the spirit, Granny.
I want you to know that you've made me feel mean and small and selfish. And I don't think I'll ever forgive you for it.
Melvin, darling, I have a surprise for you.
Huh?
This morning, I'm going to prepare and serve breakfast myself.
Hey, you haven't done that since we were first married. I'm thrilled.
The thrill is mine to sit across the breakfast table from a handsome, dynamic young banker.
Well, handsome, dynamic, yes, but I wouldn't exactly say young.
Oh, Melvin, darling. Lance is barely 30.
So you're talking about...
My nephew, of course. Now that he's vice president of your bank, you can look forward to some real success.
Margaret, for your information, my bank is already one of the most successful in Beverly Hills.
Isn't that marvelous? And he's only been here one day.
Phenomenal. Could I have some coffee?
What a red letter day for your bank. Getting Lance Bradford, the Air Force hero.
Well, it's not exactly a rotten break for him either. After all, I'm making him vice president.
Yes. Well, as long as promotion can be swift.
Margaret, he's been in the Air Force for 10 years, and he's a second lieutenant.
That's what I mean, dear. Right to the top.
Could I have some coffee?
Milburn, I hear Lance coming. On your feet. Quick.
What?
Rise. Stand at attention. A salute, dear.
At ease.
May I please have some coffee? What's with the robe and pajamas?
I just got out of bed.
He just got out of bed, dear.
You sleep in that cap?
Why, is it wrinkled?
You are due at the bank at 9 o'clock.
That's 0900 hours.
That's $900, dear.
I thought you were going to fix breakfast.
Oh, yes. Right away.
Aunt Margaret, these lovely, delicate hands weren't meant for kitchen work.
Milburn, why can't you be gallant and chivalrous like Lance?
Now, can I have some coffee?
Of course, dear. You are such a good influence on Milburn.
Aren't you going to get dressed and go to the office?
Don't rush me. It's a difficult transition from USAF to Combank.
From what to what?
Military parlance. USAF is United States Air Force. Combank is Commerce Bank. I'm VIP Combank, you're Sick Combank.
Well, look who's here. Good morning. Morning.
We come to wish Lance good luck. Bessie's got a present for you, Lance.
Thank you. I love bananas.
I got something for you, too, Lance.
What's that?
Oh, that's a buckeye, a rabbit's foot, and a dried frog.
You eat it. I'm having eggs.
Oh, they ain't to eat. They's for good luck.
Oh.
And this year's for good luck, too.
How about a little good luck on this side?
And for my part, Lance, I want you to have my lucky jackknife. I was toting it the day I struck oil.
Beautiful.
Beautiful gesture from a beautiful man. When you got problems, trouble is weighing you down, ain't nothing will do you more good than setting whittling on a piece of pine. And I fetched you one of them, too.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I got 2 presents for you, Lance.
Well, that's nice of you, Granny.
Dr. Granny.
Oh, yes, that's right.
My first present is a jar of my homemade pickled owl gizzards. And my second present is free medical treatment.
Thanks. They go together nicely.
Well, we'll mosey along now and let you all have your breakfast.
Well, it certainly has been wonderful.
Ah! What are these horrible creatures doing in my breakfast room?
What did you call us?
Oh, no, Granny, she was referring to Lance and me. Come on, horrible creature. Let's eat in the kitchen where we belong.
You know very well to whom I was referring. This little witch and her brood.
Oh, no, Margaret.
You see, Jed, I told you she'd mean-mouth me. She don't like me.
Oh, Granny.
That is an understatement. You've always been a thorn in my side.
I can change that to a fist in your mouth.
Now, simmer down, Granny. Let's go, everybody.
Oh, please, Jed, let me throw an uppercut to one of her chins.
Get out of my house.
I gotta let her have one good one.
Now, Granny, we come here in a spirit of peace and friendship to wish good luck to Lance here. And we's leaving with a hymn of happiness. I got a joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart. I got a joy, 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 joy. Down in my heart. You stay.
Now, I got a joy, 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 joy. Down in my heart. Down in my
Just what do you think you're doing?
Well, I have instructions to remove your name from the door. I thought you knew about it.
Whoever issued those instructions is through.
It was your wife.
She's through.
Your wife is through?
That's right. She's through with these instructions. Has she issued any others?
Yes, she wants her nephew's name on this door.
I assigned him an office down the hall.
Well, it seems she wants him to be close to you.
Oh, well, that's understandable. He's new, he's learning the business, but we can't share the same office.
I don't think she expects you to. She instructed me to put your name on this door.
That is the washroom. This time my wife has gone too far. I agreed to give a hero nephew a job, but this is ridiculous.
By the way, where is the fearless falcon of the skies?
I told him to stop and pick up some civilian clothes. I don't want him running around the office in his Air Force uniform.
Yes, Miss Thompson.
Sorry to intrude, but Mr. Lance Bradford is on his way up. And before he gets here, I wonder if I might ask a bit of a favor.
What is it?
Might I be his secretary? He's such a dashing chap, even in his civvies.
Miss Thompson, Mr. Bradford's secretary will be chosen on merit. You will have an equal chance with the other girls.
That's right. Now back to your desk.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Hello, Ansel.
Tally-ho. How about that? She recognized me, even as an ordinary civilian.
Some civilian. You look like Baron von Richthofen.
Thanks. Will my new convertible be all right parked down there in front? I won't be here long.
Look, Ace, I hate to mention business, but your job is getting new accounts with this bank.
I opened 2 new accounts on my way here.
Really?
Yes, I charged this outfit and the new convertible to the bank.
Charge accounts I don't need. Your Aunt Margaret brings in plenty of those. And speaking of her, she said you had connections in high places. You might bring in some of that Pentagon loot.
Don't get uptight, Skipper. As we say in the Air Force, any landing you walk away from is a good one.
What does that have to do with anything?
You're really earthbound, aren't you? Miss Hathaway, I'm ready to start interviewing secretaries.
Yes, Mr. Bradford.
Just call me Vipcom Bank. Vice President, Commerce Bank. He's Commander-in-Chief. I'm Vip, he's sick.
I'm getting sicker by the minute. Now, look, Flyboy, you and I have to have a serious talk.
Check with me about 1,400 hours. I'll try and squeeze you in.
Lance, why isn't your name on the door?
Typical civilian inefficiency. If he were in the Air Force, he'd be on the carpet.
You hear that, Milburn? If you were in the Air Force, you'd be on the carpet.
Yeah, I may join.
Lance, your new convertible is simply beautiful. Could you take me for a drive?
I'd love to, Aunt Margaret, but I've got to interview some secretaries.
Slave driver.
What?
Can't you let up on the boy even for a few moments? Must it be work, work, work all day?
Well, I'll try to go easier on him.
How do you do, Mrs. Drysdale?
Miss Hathaway?
The secretaries are here to be interviewed.
Have them come in.
Girls!
The duty calls, Aunt Margaret.
You poor, overworked darling. Do try to lighten his burden, Milburn. Have a little pity on the boy.
My heart goes out to him.
You'll weather the storm, Lance, dear. You're from good stock.
Thank you, Auntie.
You will pick a girl with proper breeding.
Naturally.
Come along, tyrant.
Where are we going?
I want to discuss a raise and better working conditions for Lance.
All right, girls, attention. As I point to you, take 1 pace forward and state your name and qualifications. The choice will be made on individual merit.
Janet Butterfield, 280, 100.
That means she has been here 2 years, can type 80 words per minute, and take dictation at the rate of 100.
Susan Graham, 285, and 110. Helen Thompson, 390, 115. Patricia Switzer, 38, 23, 36. And that means just what you think it does.
You're hired.
Granny, where are you going? I'm taking some victuals over to Miss Drysdale. Victuals? Where are they? Right in here. Rock, salt, and bacon rind. I'm gonna give her both barrels. Well, how come? That miserable woman just called up and said stay away from her nephew. Said if any of us dared step foot on her property, she'd sick the log on us.
Well, Granny, that ain't hardly reason enough to rock salt her.
Then she called me a scrawny little runt and hung up. Do I look like scrawny little runt?
Of course not.
I've had her name calling and reviling for 8 years, and I'm finally fed up.
Pa ain't gonna like it.
What your pa don't know won't hurt him.
Where are you going, Granny?
What'd you say, Jed?
Where are you going?
Hunting.
What?
Yeah. There's a varmint in the neighborhood.
What kind of varmint?
Mean, Jed, mean. Ugly, too. Vicious thing.
Sound like a coyote.
She looks like one, too.
She?
It's a female.
You aim to shoot her in a good dress?
I don't care what she's wearing.
Oh, so that's it. You're after Miss Drysdale.
Oh, 8 years of name calling. I can't take it no longer.
Sit down.
Oh, please, Jed. Just let me give her 1 barrel.
Nope.
No. I'll give her a 50-foot running start.
Nope.
100-foot. And you can hold my glasses.
Well, now, holding your glasses is a real good idea.
Hand me that gun, Jed. I can still salt her britches.
Nope.
I can't miss a target that big.
Now, you go in the house and stay there till you cool off.
Oh, Jed.
And ask the good Lord to forgive you for your mean thoughts. Ask him to fill your heart full of love and kindness. Ask him to make you a good neighbor.
I wish he'd make me a good neighbor to take the place of the one I got now.
You do as I tell you.
Hi, Uncle Jed. Hey, give me a hand with this big mirror, will you?
What do you aim to do with it?
I aim to take a good look at myself as quick as I put on my uniform.
What uniform is that?
Air Force.
Oh, you joined the Air Force, did you?
I'm fixing to. I seen the way them girls down at the bank made over that Lieutenant Lance Bradford.
Yeah, something about a uniform catches the lady's eye.
Wait till they see this rascal.
Doggy, that is a fancy one.
I reckon so. It's a uniform of a 4-star general.
Oh, you're starting out as a general, are you?
Why not? Didn't cost no more than a lieutenant's uniform, and a general gets a heap more pay. That's where the old 6th grade education really pays off.
Who's that?
Me, Granny.
Jed, can I have my glasses and my shotgun back?
You could have had your glasses if you hadn't asked for the shotgun.
What you mean?
I'm afraid you still got in for Miss Drysdale.
Well, I asked the Lord to fill my heart with love for the woman, like you said.
Did he do it?
Jed, is it my fault that he don't like her neither?
You just keep asking him to fill you with the sweet spirit of charity and kindness.
Oh, Jed, please, can I have my glasses back?
Not yet.
I'll get to that woman if I have to crawl every foot of the way. I'll learn her to call me a scrawny little runt. Oh, it's a poor old beggar woman. You look half starved. The Lord must have sent you to make me mend my ways. You wait here. I'll fetch you some victuals. Take a minute. My son-in-law's got my glasses. I'll hurry.
Who are you talking to, Granny?
A poor old beggar woman. I gotta fetch her something to eat. Poor, scrawny little runt.
Oh, there's a bowl of fruit right here.
Good. Fetch me a banana. They soft. She's so old, she might not have any teeth. Here's a banana for you, dear. Oh, I see you already got one. Well, I'll eat this one myself. If you get hungry, you come on back.
Hi, Granny. How do I look?
You look fine. Where are you?
Hey, I'm right here. Hey, where's your glasses?
I don't need glasses.
How do you like my uniform? I'm a 4-star general now.
General?
Yeah, and my pay sure is going to beat that 50 cents a week allowance Uncle Jed gives me.
Good.
This uniform is a real girl grabber. Got a lot of fruit salad on my chest.
You always was a messy eater.
Dog. Ain't I something? Wait till the girls at the bank see me now.
Say, that looks like an Air Force general. Wait here. Jethro.
Oh, hi, Lance.
What are you doing in this outfit?
Ain't it a pity? Air Force general having to drive around in no wreck like this?
You know what you can get for wearing a general's uniform?
No, not exactly. But I bet it's plenty.
Listen, buddy, they could send you to the stockade.
I don't care where they send me, just so long as there's plenty of girls.
Well, that's your problem. Mine's getting new accounts. Listen, I understand your Uncle Jed is worth $90 million.
That's right.
Do you suppose you could get him to put it in Mr. Drysdale's bank?
That's where he keeps it now.
Oh, boy, just my luck. I've got to get someone to open a new account, or that old goat will eat me out.
I don't keep my money in Mr. Drysdale's bank.
You don't? Would you be willing to?
You fix me up with some of them pretty girls, and I'll put in my whole allowance.
You mean it? All of it?
Every penny.
Come with me, Jethro.
General. Introduce me as a big, important general.
Don't worry, I'll give you a real build-up. Girls, I've got a terrific thrill for you. I'd like you to meet the biggest general in the Air Force. The ace of aces, the pride of the Pentagon, General Buzz Bodine himself.
Oh, it's a thrill. Look at all those decorations.
And girls, he's single.
Where is he? I can't find him anyplace.
You mean Lieutenant Bradford?
I mean Lieutenant Goof-Off. Where is he?
He left in his convertible with Helen, Janet, and Susan.
What?
Well, he said it was a consolation for not getting the job as his secretary.
Miss Switzer!
Yes, sir.
What is this stuff?
A hi-fi set, a color television, and a portable bar. The boss ordered it.
I want it out of here, and I want him out of here, and I want his name off that door. Miss Hathaway!
Yes, Chief?
Come out of there. We're no longer sharing the washroom.
Thank goodness. I was beginning to get claustrophobia.
Where's Lance?
That's a good question.
I have some flowers for his desk.
Well, put them in there. His desk has running water.
Your office.
Not anymore. It now belongs to that phony flyboy nephew of yours.
What do you mean, phony?
You told me that jerk had high connections, that it'd bring in some Pentagon money.
And I have.
Did you say you have?
That's right. I've just come from a meeting with a 4-star Air Force general, and he's agreed to put his entire allowance into the bank.
Holy mackerel. Those Air Force procurement allowances can run into billions. He's not kidding, is he, girls?
No, he's not. We met him. He's the real thing, Doc. He's a 4-star general. They call him the pride of the Pentagon. Ace of aces. He's got decorations all over his chest.
And he's putting his allowance in my bank?
Every penny of it.
Miss Hathaway, open the bar. Champagne for everyone. We're going to drink a toast to our hero, Lance Bradford. Oh, Margaret, I love you. Forgive me for doubting your nephew. He's a marvelous boy.
Oh, there's someone in my office.
Oh, I'll get it. You girls stay with our hero. Dance, drink, be merry. For he's a jolly good fellow.
For he's a jolly good fellow.
For he's a jolly good fellow.
General, this is a great...
Jethro.
That's right, General Buzz Bodine, pride of the Pentagon. I told Lance I put my entire allowance in your bank. And here she is, the whole 50 cents.
Our hero.
For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. With nobody can deny.
Look,
everybody. Milburn is having a fit of happiness.
Life, the cheering, he was brave. 'Twas a dirty little coward that shot Mr. Howard, and they laid Jesse James in his grave. 'Twas a Saturday night.
Jethro and me's awfully worried about Granny.
What's she doing? Nothing. Just sitting in the kitchen, rocking and staring at the wall.
She won't talk to nobody nor say hi to her.
Yeah, I noticed Granny kind of drooping this morning. I reckon she misses Pearl.
But them two was always scrapping.
I reckon that's what she misses. You know, Granny's a lot like that band of yours, Ellie. She loves to scrap.
That's the truth. Used to pleasure her considerable to throw Aunt Pearl out of her kitchen.
Yeah, Granny don't want no one cooking in there except her.
Jethro, I think you just come up with an idea.
I did? What was it?
Ellie will go out there and act like she's going to fix up a mess of victuals. That'll get Granny's hackles up.
You take care of her for me, Jethro.
Now, Ellie Mae, I know it's against your nature, and I know how much you love your Granny. But for her own sake, I want you to try to be real spiteful. Try to get her riled up.
Do it, Paul.
Hey, Uncle Jed, can I go too? After all, it was my idea. Wasn't it?
Yeah, Jethro. And take that bandy along with you. Ain't nothing riles Granny more than chickens in the kitchen.
Well, I'm gonna cook up a mess of victuals. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get out every pot and pan in this here kitchen, and I'm gonna whop up the doggonedest meal anybody ever tasted.
Hi, Ellie. What you fixing on doing?
I'm gonna cook up some victuals.
Granny don't allow nobody to cook victuals in her kitchen.
I don't care what Granny don't allow. I'm gonna cook up some victuals anyhow.
I'll help you.
Here now, what are you youngins up to?
Oh, we's gonna cook us some victuals.
Why, you know Granny don't allow that in her kitchen.
We don't care what Granny don't allow.
We's gonna cook us some victuals anyhow.
Jethro, is that a chicken you're holding?
Yes, sir.
Well, you better get shed of it right away. No, I mean outside. Ain't nothing riles Granny more than chickens in her kitchen. This is worse than I thought.
Don't nothing rile her up.
We gotta try harder. Ellie Mae, what you figuring on cooking?
Grits.
Grits? Why, your Granny just cooked a mess of grits last night.
I know, Paul, but them was the worst mess of grits anybody ever cooked.
Well, heck, I ate 4 great big heaping books.
Ellie Mae Clampett, what a spiteful, riling thing to say about your Granny's cooking.
Child is right, kid. I can't do nothing no more. I ain't worth the powder to blow me up with.
Granny, I didn't mean it. Paul made me say it. Them was the best grits ever.
They sure was, Granny. Like I was gonna tell you. I ate 4 great big bowls. But Uncle Jed, he wouldn't let me tell you. And he made me throw that chicken on you, too.
I don't blame Jed for wanting to get rid of me. I'm just a useless old woman. I ain't good for nothing or nobody. My time has come.
Now, Granny, hold on there.
No, Jed. Just do me one favor. Send me back home. I don't want to die in this foreign country.
Now, hush that kind of talk.
Paul, you ain't gonna let Granny...
Don't try to shield me from him, young'uns. Just make it quick and merciful, Jed. Poleaxe me.
Well, I sure made a mess of that. Come on, maybe we can think of something if we go outside and put our 2 chicken brains together.
Oh, come on, Uncle Jed.
You wait here, I'll go and see Mr. Drysdale.
I asked Miss Jane to come to supper, too.
Mr. Drysdale, look who's here.
I don't want to be no bother.
Well, it's always a pleasure to see you, Mr. Clampett. Sit down, sit down.
Thank you.
Well, now,
What can I do for you?
Well, I got a little problem.
Your problems are my problems. What's troubling my favorite depositor?
Well, who?
You, Mr. Clampett, you.
Oh, well, you see, it's Granny. That poor little old woman is feeling lower than a fat frog in a dry well.
Well, now, we must do something to cheer her up.
Indeed, we must.
You see, back home, we just have a bunch of neighbors in and have us a do. Ain't nothing pleasures Granny more than doing for folks.
Doing?
Yeah, you know, womping up a big feed, tapping a keg of her cider, seeing everybody has plenty to eat and drink and has a good time.
Can't Granny do that here?
Well, you folks is about the only ones we know.
We'll be happy to come. Just say when.
I reckon the sooner the better.
How about tonight?
I'll be right in Beverly. Miss Drysdale in town?
Yes, she is, and she'll be delighted to come. Delighted.
Chief, Mrs. Drysdale, this is indeed a red-letter day. Guess who has just landed on the roof?
Well, it's a little early for Santa Claus.
No, indeed. It's our distinguished chairman of the board, Mr. Martin Van Ransehall.
What? Well, I thought he was on the world cruise.
No, he's anchored his yacht off Balboa and helicoptered in to see you.
Mr. Van Ransehall.
Marty Milburn, call me Marty.
You know Mrs. Drysdale.
Oh, yes, of course. Congratulations.
Congratulations for what?
Well, I think you should be the first to know I'm elevating your husband to the board of directors. Board of directors?
Nice, Simon.
Yes, well, he deserves it. Any man that can land the Clampett account is my kind of banker. And I want the two of you to celebrate with me having dinner on my yacht.
Well, thank you. We'd be delighted.
I have a new French chef that's a genius. Every meal is an adventure.
Sounds marvelous.
But, darling, have you forgotten that we're dining with the Clampetts this evening?
Oh, well, don't worry about that. I'll call it off.
Oh, no, we won't. There's one man I want to meet, J.D. Clampett. Business genius. Financial wizard. Shrewd, calculating, incisive.
Mr. Clampett?
Who told you Mr. Clampett was that kind of a man?
You did. I did? Yes, right after you landed the account.
Oh, then, yes.
Well, he's still the same kind of man, isn't he?
Of course, certainly. He's
crude.
What was that?
Shrewd. Thank you, Margaret. That's just the word I was looking for. Come on, dear. I'm sure you want to rush out and buy yourself a new wardrobe to celebrate your husband's promotion. I'm doubling your allowance.
Children, now you see what trouble mingling with the lower classes can bring. What do you intend to do?
Just what any decent, sensible man would do who has lied his way into trouble. I'm going to lie my way out.
Oh, Mr. Van Ranshoff.
Marty.
Oh, yes, Marty. Well, the Clampetts won't be able to have dinner with us on your yacht.
Well, why not?
Well, it was foolish of me to forget this, but they're rather susceptible to seasickness. Sort of a family characteristic.
Well, that's ridiculous. They won't get seasick on my yacht. Compared to mine, the Vanderbilts have a rowboat. The whole dining saloon is as solid as this building.
Just being near the ocean upsets them.
Yeah, what a shame. I was going to fly the entire Lido Dupree show down from Las Vegas. Entire company, little entertainment during dinner. What's a meal without some atmosphere, huh?
Just one of those things.
Jimmy, you just stop playing with that chicken. You got lots to do.
What, Paul?
Oh, cooking for company, that's what. We're having a big doings.
Well, who's all coming?
Well, Miss Hathaway, Mr. Drysdale, Miss Drysdale, I don't know who all.
Well, what'll I cook?
Well, the fanciest spread ever. Jethro's out right now getting some fresh victuals. I reckon you can start heating the water for the owl soup, and I'll go down the cellar and fetch up some salted possum.
Hold on, everybody. We's having a do, I'm gonna do the doing. Now, let me get this chicken out of here. Nothing rouse me like chickens in my kitchen. And the rest of you scat, too. Ellie Mae, you set the table in the fancy eating room. Jed, you go cut me some fresh greens. Oh, we're going to have a doing for the folks next door. I'll bake 'em up a possum and plenty victuals more. We'll have a keg of cider and a little Mountain Dew, and we'll all have ourselves up. Hullabaloo.
Look, there's a place out here called the Coliseum, isn't there?
Yes, it's a stadium.
Oh, good. We'll hire it for the night. Tell you what, we'll have a Roman bacchanal, see? All the guests will wear togas. They'll have laurel wreaths in their hair.
Marty.
Yes?
I don't think you can get the Coliseum on such short
Well, I'll
notice.
tell you what, we'll get Grauman's Chinese. That's a theater. Rent the theater, you understand? Have all the guests dressed in kimonos, and we'll have dinner out in the forecourt. Oh, and by the way, Jane, get me some fresh cement. I'll bet you Jed Clampett never put his footprints in wet cement while eating fried shrimp.
Well, tell you the truth.
Oh, I know what you're going to say. That's the trouble with fellas like Clampett and me. We've been everywhere. We've done everything. There just are no new thrills.
Yes, that's probably why the Clampetts are such a secluded family. They never go out.
Hey, by the way, you're going there for dinner tonight, aren't you?
Well, yes,
Jane, call them and ask if I could impose on their hospitality. I just got to meet the client.
No, don't call.
Well, why not?
Well, they don't like to talk on the telephone. Now, I'll go up there in person and speak to them on your behalf.
Oh, good boy, good boy. Look, just in case, I better get a date for tonight. Get me Liz Taylor on the telephone.
I believe she's in Europe.
Judge Gabor.
Married?
Brigida married. Susan Hayward married. Jane Mansfield married.
Jane Hathaway. Single.
Who is she?
Yours truly.
Yeah, Shirley MacLaine married.
Mr. Van Ranserhoff, I think I should tell you that I already have an invitation to the Clampetts for dinner tonight. We are very good friends. Very close.
Really?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, would you mind turning around? Debbie Reynolds is married.
Mr. Ranserhoff, I think you should also know that the Clampetts do not, as they say, cotton to strangers.
Miss Hathaway, let me say that you have a date for this evening.
Jolly good. But, a word of caution. The fact that I have appeared eager might lead you to believe that I am a girl with whom you could take liberties. Nothing could be further from the truth. I permit no familiarity on the first date.
Bless you, my girl.
I can't tell you how sorry I am, Mr. Clampett, but you see, Mr. Van Ranserhoff is my boss.
Well, bring him along. Granny's got plenty of possum and grits and owl soup.
Well, I'd love to bring him, but he has dinner planned on his yacht, and I have to do what he wants. I'm terribly sorry.
Well, so am I. Poor Granny's going to be like a mule kick to her.
Well, tell her we'll come tomorrow night or tomorrow morning for breakfast if she likes, but tonight I have to be with Mr. Van Ranserhoff.
Well, I understand.
Thank you, Mr. Clampett. Thank you very much.
Better not bring these in to Granny just yet. When she hears the news, she's liable to commence flinging them.
Give him a line, Jed. Just heard the news.
Now, simmer down, Granny. You can't catch Mr. Drysdale. He done gone.
What do I want to catch him for? Coming back here tonight with Miss Jane and Mr. Rancyhoff.
Is Mr. Rancyhoff coming here?
Sure he is. Miss Jane just called to see if he got the invite. I said, shucks, he don't need no invite. Just bring him along.
Hey, doggy. If Mr. Rancyhoff is coming, then they's all coming, because he's the boss.
Oh, we're gonna have a doing for the folks next door. Jane and Mr. Rancyhoff, and that makes four. Have to take a cider and a little Mountain Dew, and we'll all have ourselves a hullabaloo.
What do you mean Ranserhoff's going to the Clampetts? I'll be exposed. I'll be ruined.
Chief, veritas vincit omnia.
If that's the name of a poison, get me some.
See? Truth conquers all. Tell Mr. Van Ranserhoff the truth. Admit that you deceived him.
Do you know what happened to the last man who admitted that to Ranserhoff? He is now working at the bank at Moose Jaw, Alaska. He goes to work in a dog sled.
I have an idea. I am Mr. Van Ranserhoff's date tonight. I'll tell him the truth. I'll pick a romantic moment and seal it with a kiss.
Are you kidding? He has a bank north of Moose Jaw.
Say, what a place, huh?
A veritable palace.
I hope this isn't one of those dull, stuffy, formal parties, you know. Last week I went to one in Buckingham Palace with the liveried servants and the protocol. Not a laugh all evening.
Well, I doubt very much it will be formal. On the contrary, they'll...
Oh, don't tell me. I love surprises.
What are you doing?
I'm packing for Moose Jaw, Alaska. Ransohoff just arrived at the Clampetts.
Surely you're exaggerating the situation.
Margaret, one look at those hillbillies and I'm an Eskimo.
Lady Clampett, may I present Mr. Martin von Ransohoff?
How do you do?
Hey, they just call me Jed, and this here's Granny.
Pleasure to know.
How do you do? This is fabulous.
No, this is Ellie. My daughter, Ellie Mae.
Howdy there. Say, I got a rooster that plays dead. You want to see him?
All right, Mae, let's wait till later to show off your critters. This fine young fella here is my nephew, Jethro.
Howdy, Mr. Ransohoff.
He's my cousin Pearl's boy. We're right proud of Jethro. He's going to graduate from the 5th grade this year.
Congratulations, young man.
Well, thank you.
Well, let's all go sit in the parlor while Granny pulls a bung on a keg of cider.
Jane, this is marvelous, simply marvelous, and what a surprise. Who'd think that a stuffy millionaire like Clampett would come up with a hillbilly party? The man is a genius, and those accents, they must have been practicing for weeks.
Longer than that.
Yes, when do they start the hoedown or the square dance or whatever they're going to do?
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Ransohoff.
Marty.
Oh, come on, Marty. Once Granny pulls the bung on that cider, it evaporates awful fast.
Look, we'd like to get in the spirit of the party. Have you got any more clothes like the one that you're wearing?
Sure. Ellie Mae, Jethro. Take these folks upstairs and get them some party clothes.
You look like something out of Tobacco Road.
Well, you're not exactly Adolphe Menjou yourself.
You know, I can't get over an important millionaire like Clampett going to all this trouble to surprise me with a hillbilly party.
He's a wonderful man.
He's the greatest. He's a millionaire's millionaire. I'll always be grateful to Drysdale for... By the way, why aren't the Drysdales here?
Well, that's rather a long story, Mr. Van Ransohoff.
Call me Marty the way Clampett does. That kills me.
Marty. Mr. Drysdale thinks you're going to transfer him to your bank in Moose Jaw, Alaska.
Moose Jaw, Alaska?
Milburn, what are you doing?
I'm trying to figure out if I can convert these into snowshoes.
I've had enough of this ridiculous nonsense. Are we going to dinner or not?
No, that depends.
Mr. Van Ransohoff spoke so highly of his French chef. I'm simply dying for a Chateaubriand.
How would you feel about a nice big dish of flaming blubber? I hear square dance music.
What does that mean?
It probably means that Ransohoff has left. He's on his way over here, and we're on our way to Moose Jaw.
Says we can't wait no longer for the Drysdales. Her owl soup and chicken fried hawk is getting cold. This way to the fancy eating room.
Owl soup and chicken fried hawk. What a sense of humor. Drysdale's missing the party of the year. A do-see-do. Dinner in the billiard room. This is priceless.
Now, before we all sit down, there's a couple things I better explain to you, Marty. Now, these sticks with the notches in them is the pot passers. And these pointy ones here is the meat stabbers. It's just dandy for stabbing stuffed crow.
Wish Elsa Maxwell and Pearl Mesta could be here.
Partial to stuffed crow, is they?
Well, come on, sit down, everybody. First we'll have Grace, and after that, Ellie Mae will pass out the deviled buzzard eggs. He is just fine with baked possum.
I tell you, fabulous. Is that fabulous? I tell you, I've been to parties all over the world, but this is the cleverest, the most original, and what food? Imagine calling roast pheasant au jus stuffed crow with gopher gravy. I noticed that you didn't eat much.
Oh, the excitement of the evening.
Yes, I must say, I don't blame you. I can hardly wait to get back from that around-the-world cruise, see what kind of party they're going to plan for me next.
Oh, Marty! Granny says you seem so fond of her deviled buzzard eggs, she wanted you to have these to take home with you.
Well, thank her for me.
You bet I will. Good night.
Good night. Is that beautiful? Still in character.
Alo, video thứ 2 ngày 22/11/2024. Let's go guys. Đấy, vừa ra một đúng con gia đình ạ, nhưng mà thôi. Rồi không đánh vai cảnh binh nó dễ nhót lắm. Lại có nước mắt này, nước mắt đánh vai gì tiếp ta? Thôi sao ba bài này đi. Chìm trong đáy sâu. Ok Bri. Farm cực nhanh ấy. Đấy, vừa nói rằng xin gần em không? Panorama ngon nha. Hàng chào Panorama với kẻ sống sót đều ngon nha. Kẻ sống sót là hơi rủi ro nhỉ. Panorama chắc hàng chào Panorama chắc chắn là sử dụng rồi. Này chắc chắn là sử dụng nha. Giám sát vệ binh. Đây có vệ binh nào không? Đây không có vệ binh chó nào ạ. Đây còn đấu sĩ à? Không được. Shipper. Đừng. Ui chết 4 ạ, kinh thế Bri. Hàng chờ Pandora. Mày đâu được nha. Nổi loạn tiên tri. Không có vệ binh à? Này chìm trong đáy sâu. Lấy bài này đi, hợp lý ạ. Mân này. Ok Bri, giờ thì chơi đấy ha. 5k kim cương. Nhặt đây đi, ok. Nhặt hết luôn. Và ra Crystal Heaven đấy mà. Thấy farm đây mà. Pam. Ui, bài ra rồi, bắt chơi rồi. Bắt trời này mày ơi, chịu rồi. Chơi bài đó, chơi bài ấy đấy, cái bài reroll này. Cái đêm mộng mơ này chìm trong đáy sâu. Ra thì là cái thế bắt chơi rồi. Vừa lắp Sojin đâu nhưng mà không sao vẫn dùng được. Sojin vẫn dùng rồi nha. Nhiều vàng nhặt hết đi. Với trích 2 ạ, thơm đấy. Cái gì kìa? Cứ để mộng mơ này chìm trong đáy sâu. Lấy bao tiền ấy, cần đến tiếng bao tiền ấy.
Đi rồi, bẹp.